Football is back and a new season is on its way. I hope you're all just as ready as I am. I'm up bright and early in the morning, and we are about to kick off the new season in style at the KP. It is Leicester City versus Brentford. It is the first watch-along of the season. Won't you join us? Yes, hello. Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. My name is Elijah, and I'll be your host for today's watch-along. Thank you all so much for joining us already. Keep getting those comments in. John, good to see you. Good to be back. Carmen, good to see you. Liam, thank you for tuning in. Big season to start with. Big match to kick off with. Leicester versus Brentford. We've got the lineup information for you here, so we're going to quickly run through there, and then I will drop that link in the chat so you can join me for some pre-match thoughts as well. Let's start with the visitors. So Brentford will be lining up with a 4-3-3 formation. David Raya starts in goal, a back three consisting of Rico Henry, the new signing from Burnley, Ben Mee, Pontus Jansson, and the Scottish right back Hickey. And then midfield three consisting of Janelt, Norgard, and Jensen, and a front three consisting of Vissa, Ivan Toney, and Brian Mbeumo. Leicester City line up with a 3-5-1-1 that more realistically will be a 3-5-2 formation. Danny Ward gets the number one shirt and the start for today's match. Back three consisting of Dan Amarte, Johnny Evans, and Wesley Fofana. Midfield five with Justin and Castagne on the wings, Tielemans and Ndidi and Dewsbury-Hall in midfield. Jamie Vardy as the main striker with James Maddison right behind. One of the biggest things that I noticed in pre-match alongside Jono, who will be joining me later, is that there is no Yannick Vestergaard at all in this squad. Not in the starting 11, not on the bench. And with that, I get the feeling that we're going to be seeing him depart possibly for Fulham. Haven't seen any concrete sources on that, but I have seen people saying that he's going to be signing around a £15 million fee. Let me know your thoughts on that. But yeah, good afternoon for all of you tuning in from the UK. Feel free to also let me know where you're tuning in from. Always love to see where people are joining in from. Time to blame the ref. Good to see you. Tony, I'm assuming you're saying it's good that you're seeing Yannick Vestergaard go. I always felt like it was just that our system wasn't really built for a defender like him. You know, he obviously did reasonably well while he was playing for Southampton, barring that match against Leicester, but remains to be seen whether he won't be a Fox at the end of this week as well. Maggie Walker, thanks for tuning in. Goodness gracious, Tony. And then Hayden saying, strong lineup. I'm confident today. I am as well. I do feel like it is time for Danny Ward to really start being given a shot, and this is a good way for him to start. A team that really has proven itself reasonably in the Premier League, in Brentford. They lost their spark in Christian Eriksen, but I believe someone recently said that, Liam was mentioning that they signed Damsgaard as well. Quality signing for that. So, yeah, it will be an interesting match to say the least. Liam saying, will we even see Yuri and Wes leave? I have a feeling we'll end up with both this season. That's how I feel as well. The fact that Leicester City have already rejected the two bids that were put in by Chelsea so far, to me, feels like we're really making a statement that they're not for sale. We have the upper hand in the Wesley Fofana negotiations, given how long his contract is. And the fact that Yuri just hasn't been seeing a lot of bids coming in as well. Yeah, I too believe that we're going to be seeing them. John, don't know if you missed what I might have mentioned earlier, but yeah, there's rumors that Vestergaard will be going to Fulham this season, and he is not in the lineup at all. I haven't seen anything indicating that he's injured, so it looks as though he might indeed not be a Fox anymore. Remains to be seen. John saying Hudson-Odoi up for a loan move. I'm not necessarily sure that we need a player like him. I feel like if we do need to strengthen, it's going to be to need to bring in some sort of center back, a possible insurance replacement for Fofana should we lose him. I'm not necessarily sure that we need somebody like Hudson-Odoi. And trying to blame the rest, saying definitely don't need Iverson. That's also true. I believe he's not in the squad. Or no, sorry, he is in the squad, but he's on the bench. Stolarczyk also on the bench, I believe. So Gray, I was confused by this as well. First, I saw the first lineup that was predicted by Google, which is what I make my lineup graphics based upon. Said that Amarte was going to be playing left midfield for us. That since did get updated, and they have Amarte as one of 3 center backs for us. So from what I'm understanding, he's not going to be playing midfield for us. He'll be playing that sort of left center back role in a back 3, which definitely makes a lot more sense for me. Completely agreed, John. I believe that we are going to be seeing Pratt come on as a substitute, really starting to get eased back into that lineup following that loan move. I think that he's going to be that sort of new galvanizing force for a rotation in our midfield that we might have been missing last season. We're all entitled to our opinions. Don't tell Reedy that. Teresa saying we'll clap in the 59th minute in memory of Mick Bell. Would love to see that. And John is saying with 5 subs, this might be an advantage as Brendan likes bringing on defensive players. This gives us the chance to bring on defenders as strikers. I honestly, though, I think where that does help us is when you have a manager that likes to make those like-for-like changes, like Brendan Rodgers, that gives us the chance to keep that system running at full, on all cylinders for those full 90 minutes, because you can bring on those like-for-like players throughout the match. You can keep your defense fresh. You can keep your midfield fresh. You can keep your strikers fresh. And even if you're not necessarily changing your system, you don't have to deal with as many tired legs. I don't think it's that Rodgers doesn't want a signing. We've had a lot of discussion around this, and to me, it feels like we just don't have the money for it. But I do have somebody who I can discuss this with, and this is the one person who has to get up even earlier in the morning than I do, and that's your favorite and my favorite, Michael. It is good to see you again for a new season. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. Good morning. Good early morning.
So it is 5:50 in the morning right now where you are?
Yep, 10 to 6. I'm just excited for football's back. Everybody's back. As a matter of fact, everyone's back except for Casper, it looks like, and no one in. So, we're just going to give it a go with the same guys that we did last season. It's kind of sad that Ricky P's out again, but I think we'll do all right this season. Little West will stay.
I'm cautiously optimistic.
Yeah. Little West will stay, and Brendan, he'll stay the whole season, and it'll be, onwards and upwards. I like the positivity in the fan chat this summer.
definitely a mixed bag. We'll get some score predictions coming up very soon, but let me also just quickly clarify what I say. So, Jono, my favorite from the greater Seattle area.
That's me.
But yeah, a lot of us have definitely been having some mixed emotions around the start of preseason. I mentioned in our podcast earlier that I definitely feel like this, the mixed bag emotions people are having around us, I think can play into our advantage, because when Leicester City have done best is when people don't know what to expect from us. People in our season where we placed 8th were saying that, we could be the new Big Six team kicking out one of the North London clubs. Now I'm seeing people saying that we'll qualify for Europe. I'm seeing people saying that we're going to go down with Forest. That, I think, gives us a chance to excite and impress without the lofty expectations that people have had on us over the last couple seasons.
Yeah, we're not going down. We scored way too many goals. We're going to have so many goals this season. Vardy's back. Daka, he's got a season under his belt. Madison, he looks like he put on about 5 pounds, and he's just a little stronger. KDH, he got another season under his belt in the Prem. So we're gonna be all right. We're gonna have goals. I think that the work that Brendan did in the preseason, the guys look really good with the ball movement in between the lines, moving it quickly towards the front. I think we'll be really good this season. We're gonna be exciting, and the stadium's filling up. The flags are waving. No clappers. I guess I'm gonna
no clappers anymore.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab a clapper. Yeah,
I'll admit I'm a little disappointed because I've only been to one match so far, and I'll be going to one later this season. But I have my little souvenir Aston Villa clapper. I'm hoping there'll at least be flags, like something for me to take home at the Southampton match, but remains to be seen. One discussion that I wanted to quickly have with you was around the goalkeeping situation. So Hayden mentioned that he wants Iverson in goal. I'm okay with Ward. I feel like we're going to be shuffling the two keepers through the season, kind of like Everton did when they had both Olsen and Pickford. Do you have any preference?
At Preston, Everson, he won what? Player of the year. He won Fans Player of the Year. Everyone had nothing but the most spectacular things to say about him. He looked really good in preseason to me. Danny Ward has been a faithful servant of the club, and so he deserves this start today with Casper being gone. But I would love to see Everson in goal as soon as possible because he looked really good, and I think he might be the future keeper, or maybe just a big money piece for us to sell. Who knows?
My broadcaster currently showing a nice close-up of a fan's Evans 6 jersey. I believe he is the one with the captain's armband today. Brendan Rodgers saying in his press conference that he will be the captain moving forward. A good decision?
I understand the decision. He's very respected in the locker room, very respected around the league. My preference would have been Jamie Vardy. I mean, he's been here forever. He's, the guy that I thought would get the armband after Casper. He gets him fired up. He gets me fired up. But I understand the decision. Dennis Pratt still in the squad. I love it. We didn't sell anyone, and everyone's back. Everyone's back. It's awesome. I think.
I think it was a good choice of captain as well. I love Johnny Evans. I've always felt like every row of a 4-3-3 for us has that sort of leader. And in defense, it's been Johnny Evans. In midfield, it's been James Maddison among the regular starters and Mark Albrighton on the bench. And up front, it's Jamie Vardy.
Yeah.
I would say that I think this is the main concern around having Johnny Evans as captain, but realistically, you could be just as concerned about having Vards as captain as well in that way. I think James Maddison might have been your more consistently fit captain's option. The only thing is, do we believe that he's going to stay with Leicester City long term? I don't believe that bid from Newcastle was actually serious. I think he will stay long term, but there's always that chance.
Yeah, he's not going to Newcastle. I think he loves it here at Leicester. If he's going to leave, he'd go down south, not up to Newcastle.
Fair.
I think I'm a little ahead of you. They're in the hallway at the King.
Yeah, like are you seeing like Pontus Jansson and a substitute goalie just slapping everybody on the back?
I think I might have already. Yeah, Janssen. Yeah, okay. Is Raya the substitute goalkeeper?
No, Raya's starting. Right now it's just showing like Pontus Jansson stretching. The ref just walked by. Everybody's in the tunnel.
Okay, cool. I'm just a little bit ahead of you.
Yep, we'll get synced up once the clock actually starts ticking. Jono might be joining us as well for parts of the watch along. I was just mentioning to Jono that Canada has switched broadcasters, which has been devastating for me. Ooh. Because I'm now paying for 2 streaming services, and the one with the Premier League no longer gives me the live squad updates and the live goal updates. So updates around the horn might be a little bit more delayed.
Yeah, unfortunately, NBC and Peacock got the rights to the Premier League again this season. So we'll have a lot of dodgy coverage. Arlo White, the lead commentator, he's gone. And they lost him. So that's just devastating.
Are the broadcasters on the Peacock coverage English? Like England English?
Always. For some reason, we can't watch football without an English commentator.
it was definitely an example of like my not knowing about regional English accents. But I was watching the which match was I watching? I was watching one of the opening day matches. It wasn't the Tottenham match. I think I was watching Arsenal versus I think I was watching the Arsenal match. And the broadcaster was English, but pronounced the R in Leicester, which I had never heard somebody who wasn't North American do.
Leicester.
And that just completely threw me for a loop. So if you happen to know like of a regional English accent that does pronounce Leicester, let me know, because that's a mystery for me right now. So the lineup graphics have just gone up on my broadcaster, and it is basically confirming what I showed earlier. We'll be playing with a front two instead of that front 1-1, which realistically does kind of suit that. So James Maddison playing up front with Jamie Vardy, and Brentford going with the 4-3-3 formation. Their captain, Pontus Jansson, as well. Just give me a quick second because I got to help get Jono set up with the stream as well.
New signing, Ben Mee, Brentford.
New signing, Ben Mee. A lot of teams kind of flexing their new signings from Brentford.
From Burnley. Bunch of
Oh, sorry, did I say Brentford? New Burnley signings.
Yeah, interesting. Tarkowski. All these guys didn't go down with Burnley, and we didn't make any signings. Brendan said that he wanted to freshen it, about halfway through the season, that we're going to need some new signings in the summer. He's going to freshen up the squad. None of that stuff happened.
I think we were all pretty much in agreement that I think we all knew and all wanted a little bit of signing to freshen up that squad, but finances just haven't dictated it. Not being in Europe, the number of players we have to declare. I saw a really nice neutral perspective analysis piece on the Leicester City situation, and I didn't realize Leicester City have the 7th highest wage bill of any Premier League club and highest outside of the Big Six, and we have the highest wage bill in relation to annual income of any Premier League club. 105% of our annual income is spent on wages. So seeing that, I completely understand why we're not signing.
This is the reason why I think Brendan's not going anywhere either. I think him and Top have like a project going on. They got to balance the books, and they know that Brendan is really good with players that aren't completely world class. He can get the most out of players, but we have a great team. We have a great team. They just kicked off. I don't know.
Yep, they just kicked off on my screen as well.
Come on, Leicester, let's go! So exciting.
I do also have like a good condition one that I'm keeping like pristine. I will eventually rip this thing in half using it during this season.
Yeah, since I haven't been to the UK in a while, all mine are blasted. There's like into shreds.
So yeah, just to confirm, so I'm at 27, 28, 29 as Brentford attack on the right wing.
Okay, I'm gonna pause it when I get to 45.
Gotcha. Brentford playing across into the area. It's deflected, and Fofana will clear it away from being a corner. Oh, the clock just went away as I hit 45 seconds.
Okay.
To show the referee's name. I'm at 54, 55, and now it's gone away again to show the hashtags.
No, we're close. I'm seeing the hashtags as well.
Perfect. So yeah, little Wes on the ball now.
Looking good, little Wes. Still in the squad, still at the club.
And Diddy plays it through midfield to Captain Johnny Evans. Imtiaz a little bit ahead of us by about 10 seconds. So just don't let us know in the chat about goal. If you see a goal, wait 10 seconds.
Wait 10 seconds before you celebrate.
We're always a little bit behind with the North American broadcast versus the UK broadcast at the very least. Danny Ward playing well outside the penalty area. A little bit of a sweeper keeper.
And Brent
also, I believe that is our new goalkeeping kit for the season. It hasn't been available in the LCFC shop yet, but a nice highlighter yellow kit all the way from the socks to the top.
Timmy Castagne getting the start with Ricky P injured and out for the 6 months. It'll be good to see Castagne every match. Not getting
that was one of those things, those outside of Leicester perspectives have loved to start saying like, oh, the injury crisis at Leicester is starting again. The biggest thing that happened to us was we were losing players where we didn't have depth piece replacements.
Exactly.
I will not go so far as to say that Ricky P is replaceable, but we have somebody of similar quality. It's not a devastating loss to the club to not have Ricky P versus not having one of the best center backs in English football.
Right. Wesley for fun.
Ball put out of play due to an injury on Brentford at the moment to their number 3. Again, since I'm not on DAZN anymore, I don't have that. I can't list off the Brentford players by number anymore. Ooh, nothing intentional there, but
Give me Vardy.
Brentford player takes an elbow to the back of the head from Vardy as they both challenge for a header.
And his own player, it looks like Ben Mee puts a knee right in his back.
He's on his feet, which is good. Like you never want to support a player getting injured.
But Jamie Vardy going high to win the header over
showing he still
players.
has that physicality.
Yeah,
even as he's getting older.
He wants it.
Ooh, Danny Ward letting the Brentford players get close as he plays the ball over towards Castagne. Castagne dances around a couple players, plays it towards Tielemans. This 4-3-3 formation is well set to defend against us, but we are trying to play up the middle and along the wing, something I didn't see much of last season.
But you could see it in the preseason, what they were trying to work on, getting everyone closer together, making those triangles a lot smaller, make Madison getting the ball in the pocket there and making a turn. Yuri with the really nice turn to bring the ball up to the lines.
Indeed, he dances around a couple players. I'm seeing a lot of confidence in players with the ball at their feet as well, which is really nice to see. As we come forward through Dewsbury-Hall, he plays a through ball towards Jamie Vardy, who gets taken down in the penalty area, appeals for a penalty, none.
Been me.
Ball is cleared, but only as far as Dan Amarte, who plays it to Ndidi, and we're back to the center backs. Castagne plays the ball to Ndidi. Brentford putting everybody back at the moment. James Maddison plays it back to Amarte. We're just looking for somebody who will be open, some sort of opening through this wall of red and white striped shirts. And we found it through Castagne. Castagne plays it inside towards Tielemans. Little bit of back and forth between the Belgians. They play it towards Ndidi. Beautiful ball to Maddison, but he just overcooks it and gets flipped head over heels. Ooh. Big shot from distance goes wide. Ooh, wow. Who shot that? That looked like that might have come from one of the center backs.
I think that was Dan Amarte on a rope.
Big Dan thinking it was the FA Cup final there for a minute.
Yeah, he was out like 40 yards on that one. He was way out.
I'll tell you what, though, he didn't miss the net by much. James Maddison got absolutely rattled by one of the Brentford defenders there. He did get the ball, but then just followed through on that challenge, and nothing could stop Madison's momentum there. Tielemans gets pulled down, and that's a free kick just past the halfway line. Yuri Tielemans looking fired up. You can see him yelling at some of the other players there in that close-up.
Yeah, and while
good to see him back as part of the team.
Yeah, Madison put on 5 pounds. Looks like Yuri lost about 10. He looks the most fit I've ever seen since he's been here, and he was looking really good in preseason as well.
Completely agreed. Completely agreed. James Justin gives away a throw into Brentford in the defensive third. But some good play from Leicester so far. We have been the more dominant side across these first 5-6 minutes.
Absolutely. It's good to see JJ getting the start. He's going to be our regular over there. I'm almost certain of it as he tries to get into the England team for the World Cup. He'll be going.
Throw-in is intercepted and a little bit of tussling. Jamie Vardy wins the ball at the corner, but cannot get past Pontus Janssen, and that's out for right by the corner flag. I think it is a throw.
Leicester corner.
It's a Leicester corner. Let's do this.
Good.
Also, I didn't get the chance to put it on. Hey, Jono, how's it going?
Just had my lunch, so I'm ready.
Well, on that note, I didn't get the chance to put the comment up. I think it might be too far gone for me to put up. But someone was asking, is it kegs and eggs time, Michael?
Oh, it might be a little too early to eat. I just have no appetite right now. So
I just had like tomato, courgettes, sweet potato, mushrooms.
No, just a cup of coffee. Get my system flowing a little bit.
I will say, because we also had a comment from someone who was tuning in from Adelaide, Australia. It's 10:30 p.m. there just before kickoff. So for all of you that want to call international fans plastics, we got someone who tuned in at 6 in the morning and someone tuning in at 11 at night. just to follow Leicester City.
I'm at 2 p.m. So
I don't care. You can call me plastic. It's fine.
Yuri Tielemans plays the ball towards Ndidi. Wide open space for Big Dan. Brentford players now starting to close in. He finds Tielemans. Tielemans plays the ball back all the way to Johnny Evans.
But Brentford, with everyone behind the ball, our line is 10 yards on the other side of in our half. Oh, this is great.
LCFC Gray with the £5 super chat. Thank you so much. We always appreciate it. Helps us cover our overhead costs for things like the StreamYard service that we use. All of us who host, we do this on a volunteer basis, so we always appreciate that to help support the channel. That money goes right back into it.
Yeah, we don't get paid, unfortunately. You might speak to Phil about that,
but Timmy Castagne doing a nice job to keep the ball in play. I surely thought that was going to go out for a throw-in. Brentford have regained possession coming up the right field, or coming up the right wing with Hickey, but we have forced them to turn around.
7.5 minutes, my time is.
Yikes.
You are a full minute behind me.
Wow, that's a mission for me then, isn't it?
Imtiaz exposing Michael is on the payroll, but it's hush-hush.
Negative.
Brentford coming forward, cross-played into the penalty area, headed away by Johnny Evans. Fofana fakes out the header to get around his man, and we do clear it, but only as far as Brentford's number 27. Cross comes through, finds Mbeumo. Great save by Danny Ward. A solid shot on the volley, but Ward claims it with his hands, doesn't let go. Solid grip there from Danny Ward in his first save of this Premier League season.
Good positioning by Danny Ward.
Jono, we haven't gotten your thoughts on the goalkeeping situation. Do you have any sort of preference between Ward, Everson? Do you think we might sign a new goalie this season?
I think we might do, but to be honest, like, the only reason we sold Schmeichel was because, well, beginning we said we would only sell him if Schmeichel would only go for a replacement. That hasn't happened, so I must assume that the club is confident that Ward or Iverson can carry the team for this season, or because there's no plans of selling either of them, is there? There's no big links with other them going, so why would they sign another keeper if one of them hasn't gone? So I can see either both of them staying.
So last year I paid nothing.
Sorry.
Oh, last year somebody paid nothing
for solar panels.
Was the Fofana on the ball right now?
Other ads are available.
I got to get back into my British broadcasting state of mind. And as I always say, as well, if we just get into some banter, it means that we're just passing the ball around the middle, which is exactly what's happening right now. Fofana tries to find Madison up the middle, but it is intercepted. Brentford running the ball all the way into the corner off Madison for a goal kick. LCFC Gray was asking, could Danny Ward play it out from the back? One of the things that I have seen from Ward so far in this game, obviously still early days, 10 minutes, 40 seconds in on my screen, is that Danny Ward has been playing much further out of his goal than Kasper Schmeichel. Playing a little bit more like you might have seen from players like Bernd Leno in the Premier League, Neuer, notorious for it, but actually like coming out and dealing with it in defensive situations beyond just goalkeeping situations, where Kasper Schmeichel would more often stay on his goal line in the net, or at least within a 6-yard box.
Well, we're playing a super high line, and that, I guess that's starting with Danny Ward.
Brentford passing the ball around their back line. Their passes are a little bit undercooked. And a lot of the Brentford players have been forced to sort of run towards the ball. And I think it'll just take one quick run for us to punish them in that way.
Well, looking at the statistics, we've currently got most possession and we've had a shot. But that's the problem. Last season, we had more possession most of the season. But where that got us? Nowhere. We need to convert possession into a goal.
Especially last season, always felt like we were falling short right on that last pass. And I think that's definitely where we're going to need to sort of pick up that pace and really improve, is going to be getting that ball from your Madisons, from your wingers in towards your Iheanachos, Dakas, Vardys in the center to get those shots underway. Because I do feel like that one shot we have on record was likely from Yuri Tielemans takes a shot from a distance, and it's a diving save from David Raya that parries it out. Clearance is blocked by Timmy Castagne, but that came out of nowhere.
I love how Madison came and like took the ball off of the feet of Ndidi and then just one pass through the lines to Tielemans in stride. And Tielemans unleashes a rocket to Raya's
Similarly,
left.
Yuri Tielemans thinking it's the FA Cup final. Brentford now coming forward. It's Mbeumo on the wing, lofted through ball that finds him. Brentford coming forward, but Leicester City bring back that entire line of 5, so we got plenty of players in the area. Even Madison playing a little bit of defense, but it ends with an interception by Dan Amarte, but the pressure is not up yet. Ball will trickle out for a throw-in, and it goes to
Leicester.
Brentford.
Oh, come on. That was a deflection off his foot. We all saw it.
Brentford forced to play the ball all the way back to David Raya, though, so that pressure for now is off. Nice and easy passing for Brentford at the moment as they try to come up towards midfield. They love moving up this right wing. They've been very reliant on Mbeumo, but so far Amarte and Evans have done a good job of sort of shutting that avenue. Big tackle on Ndidi, dispossesses, and Brentford coming forward. Cross comes into the penalty area, but it's too deep, and it will be collected by Danny Ward. Interesting thing I'm seeing as well is Danny Ward keeping up that long-standing Leicester tradition that Kasper Schmeichel started, short-sleeve goalies.
Short sleeves with a long undershirt underneath.
Although, granted, we saw that from Danny Ward when he played last season as well. Yeah, I couldn't tell you who the last Leicester City keeper to wear long sleeves would be. Like, my guess would be probably like Martin Fulop.
Maybe Casey Keller.
A little Seattle Sounders connection to,
Yes.
to Leicester City there. Big tackle there. Sends the ball out for a Leicester City throw, and it's made towards Dewsbury-Hall. A little overcooked. We lack that little bit of control, but a nice turn from Dewsbury-Hall. And we play the ball all the way back to the back line. Now with Castagne. Castagne plays it back to Fofana.
This is what happened last season when the team's playing that really deep block, and we have a really hard time breaking them down. So we'll see what Brendan has cooked up for us this season in these situations, and if the boys can execute it. That was a dangerous cross into the area.
Very nicely done, yeah. Right into the cooker, just out of the feet of, was that Jamie Vardy who had that volley opportunity? Ooh. Yes, it was. No, sorry, it was Dewsbury-Hall. But some excellent defending by the Brentford number 27. I believe that's Norgard, but I'm going to have to double check that. Corner comes in, and it's collected by Raya immediately. Also, just for a quick around the horn update, Man United versus Brighton is also 0-0. Brentford just holding possession in that midfield. Number 27, that was Vitaly Janelt with a nice piece of defending for Brentford to keep that ball away from Dewsbury-Hall, who would have had a lovely one-time opportunity right in the face of David Raya. Brentford doing a very good job of keeping possession there. Through ball played, looking for Ivan Toney, but well cleared by Johnny Evans, who was tearing into the rest of his defense.
I can't get further ahead than 15 minutes 20, so I'm going to be behind you.
Apologies, Jono. Cheers, Andy. I do have the I have it up on another tab, but it's just I've got the StreamYard so I can follow your comments on one of my screens, and I got the game on the other. So I just don't have any extra screen space to have those numbers up. So I got to just switch off from the stream at the moment. Big throw-in coming in right into that penalty area. A Rory Delap-esque throw, but well cleared to Madison, who can hoof that all the way back to the center circle, and Brentford are forced to go all the way back to David Raya. Brentford trying to play long balls over the top, but so far our taller defenders are doing a reasonably good job of stopping them as they come through. I've seen Castagne stop one. I've seen Evans stop a fair few of them so far.
Yeah, Ivan Toney's pretty much been non-existent so far this match.
I wouldn't say that too early.
So the Sounders, man, we lost yesterday to Atlanta United. I think we're like 2 or 3 points out of the playoff spot. We just haven't been putting it together the last month and a half. And I was at the match last Tuesday. We won 1-0 with a penalty, but we just didn't look really good. The Sounders are getting old.
This is one thing I've always wanted to. Oh, sorry, a clear through ball for Brentford. It's Ivan Toney, and Danny Ward comes out at his feet and gets that ball off of him.
He got to be outside.
Scary moments for Leicester City there. Just seeing the replay on this, it was a hoofed clearance from Wilfred Ndidi, and then a one-time volley from, I think it was Pontus Jansson, finds Ivan Toney onside. He gets clear from Fofana, but Danny Ward times his run out perfectly. If you had to criticize him for one thing, it's just that he couldn't keep the ball in his hands, but he gets it off of Toney's feet and knocks him over. Imtiaz, it's not worth talking about my MLS team at the moment, so my team is Toronto FC. I'd like to call ourselves a rival of the Seattle Sounders. We played in 2 different MLS Cup finals, but yeah, we are currently fighting as hard as we can to not be last in the Eastern Conference.
4 points clear.
Yuri Tielemans passes the ball towards Fofana. He finds Dewsbury-Hall in the middle, back to Tielemans. Back to Fofana. And things have definitely calmed down there for a minute. No avenue for Leicester City at the moment. Brentford doing very well at keeping their shape, and all 11 players are currently behind the ball.
That's the problem. We let them grow into the game.
Like he takes a little too heavy a touch there.
We've been better for the first 10, 15 minutes, but if that...
Oh! Sorry to cut you off there, Jono, but James Maddison just comes the width of the ball away from putting Leicester City in front. A beautiful lofted ball from Yuri Tielemans finds Maddison, who with a diving header fires just wide of the Brentford goal.
But the movement between Vardy and Maddison, what a ball from Tielemans.
Hang on.
Perfect. Inch perfect.
I'm on 19 minutes now, 19 minutes 10.
We're at 1957.
For God's sake.
I'm so sorry, Jono. It's just like we can't have like a whole minute of dead air.
Oh, I've just seen the Maddison chance.
Wesley Fofana, the dispossession from Brentford. I'll admit I thought that was a foul, as do many of the Brentford players, but we come forward on the break. Timmy Castagne on the right wing. Brentford coming back in numbers. We got to get that cross in faster, but we don't. Tielemans plays the ball towards Maddison in the middle. It's just overcooked, so Maddison has his back to goal. He plays it back to Tielemans on the wing. Tielemans dekes his man once, passes it towards the middle. Ball with Ndidi. He tries to lay it off for Maddison, but they just didn't have that communication going. Now Brentford coming forward with Jensen. He's forced to play it back, and it's back to the Brentford center backs, and things have calmed down just that little bit more.
Just a little bit, but fans are clapping, trying to get the boys hyped, trying to give them the energy.
Have you heard that they've gotten rid of the clappers because of fans' complaints?
Yeah, those fans.
Yeah, in the chat, let us know what you think of losing the clappers, because I was going to say, as an overseas fan, I loved them, because to me it felt like something that was like uniquely Leicester. It was something I could take home at the end of the match. I'm hoping I can get a flag out of the game that I'm going to this season.
But I think it maybe environmentally it's bad, or maybe because it saves money, or...
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, like, I don't know if it's just my perspective as an overseas fan wanting a souvenir, because definitely from my section that I was in, my section was full. And... I think maybe I saw like 10% of fans take their clappers with them. Everyone else just left them behind. As Brentford come forward on the left wing, cross comes into the penalty area, but won't find anybody with that, and it's cleared by Johnny Evans. Jamie Vardy and James Maddison moving it back and forth, but they have to wait for some Leicester City players to come forward to help them. Dewsbury-Hall does. Brentford back in numbers, but the through ball nearly finds Jamie Vardy, but David Raya with a little bit of solid checking there from the Brentford defender as well will control that attack. Gray saying the clappers are good for the kids.
I think they could do a thing where there's a certain place where you can collect them and only one per family, and then that's way that they make them for demand, not just throwing them all on every seat. I don't know. There's only a limited amount.
Yeah, they were just trying to create atmosphere, you know.
And I've lost my stream. Oh no, I'm on 21 minutes 50 now.
You're just short. You're at the same time difference you were at before. You're about 50 seconds behind us.
Ooh.
Foul by the young Scottish defender Hickey on Dewsbury-Hall, and it will be a free kick to Leicester City, I believe.
You're gonna like
Yeah, I'm not gonna put that comment on screen. We are a family friendly channel, but I will summarize it by saying someone's not a fan of little plastic flags. Yeah, because that was the thing. I found that especially in the chats I was seeing, you know, the term the happy clappers as well. That just it seemed like a lot of locals weren't a fan of the clappers. It's a beautiful through ball. Finds James Justin, but he just can't get it under control. His touch is a little heavy. Brentford regained it, but we're still putting plenty of pressure on. Good ball collection by him. I believe that's a Marte. He finds Ndidi. He finds Tielemans. We're just trying to find that hole through the Brentford defense. But they're doing very well at keeping their shape.
Yeah, we let them get into this deep block, and they're very well drilled, it looks like.
Marte finds Fofana. Tielemans in a little bit of space, receives the pass, goes out to the wing to Castagne, but even his crossing avenue is blocked, and we're forced to go all the way back to Fofana. It's very interesting the way that Brentford are lined up because it always looks like they're well in shape, but they're also doing a great job of man marking.
Yeah, it's like this hybrid system. Oh, see? Yeah.
And they intercept, and it goes all the way back to David Raya, who can clear the ball, looking for Ivan Toney, but will only find the towering head of Captain Johnny Evans. Fofana now running forward. He finds Tielemans. Tielemans dekes round, finds Castagne, who does have a crossing avenue now. Plays it in towards the penalty area, but that only finds Pontus Jensen. Jensen finds Fofana, but his one-time cross will be collected by David Raya. 25 minutes in, still 0-0. Checking in as well on our other match, and it is 0-0 at Old Trafford between Manchester United and Brighton as well. Yuri Tielemans now with the ball. He plays it forward. Vardy's pass is off there, and Brentford now look to come forward again, but a good charging run by Castagne, and a great standing tackle there by Ndidi. Not only stops a dropping ball in its tracks, but plucks it from between the feet of the Brentford man, and now Leicester City come forward with James Justin. Terrible pass by James Justin. Almost loses his possession, but it's now all the way back to Johnny Evans.
A nice save from James Maddison to keep possession.
I think we just need to score to settle the beginning of those. Once we scored,
to open the game up. Yeah, the game needs to open up. Brentford, they're trying to play this low block and then hit us really quick. But
I would be so bold as to say we have been the better team this game. But yeah, whoever scores first in this game looks like they will go on to win, because that is just going to unsettle. Both teams are very settled at the moment, and the moment a goal is scored, that's going to unwind them. Dewsbury-Hall coming forward now. He passes to Justin, but Justin doesn't have an avenue. He's forced to turn around. Yeah, that's another thing I'm noticing, MTS, is there's a lot of new sponsors on those ad boards around the outside of the King Power. So it looks like we might be getting a little bit of new sponsor income in, particularly from a lot of overseas companies. Big cross comes over, finds Castagne with the one-time pass behind his back. It goes behind Vardy, who tries to collect, but Brentford get the ball back to Raya, who clears. Ooh, if that pass is a very difficult one to get right, but if he had, that would have been a goal.
Good old DHL.
Do you think this is the same football we're playing last season?
No. Big cross.
Disagreement.
Almost finds Jamie Vardy in the penalty area. And it will trickle out for a throw-in to Brentford, I believe that will be. Oh, offside. Who was offside? Was that Vardy?
Yeah, I think he was off just a little. I think Brendan might be getting a little frustrated.
I'm not frustrated. It's just the same as last season. We're playing around the back, trying to push forward from the sides, and it's nothing different. We're not playing anything different.
I can understand that.
A little bit more playing up through the middle than I saw last season. I admit, the core tactical concept is the same, but I definitely feel like there's a little bit more variety than last season. Last season, I could have commentated without looking at the game. We would have moved forward on the wing. The avenue would have been closed. We would have turned around, passed the ball to Evans, passed the ball to Schmeichel.
I'm just looking forward to the side 5 subs coming on. I'm looking forward to Daka coming on. I'm looking forward to maybe Perez coming on.
Give me some Mark Albright.
Everybody's back. It's so crazy.
That's when you know. That's when you know. Like times are frustrating when Brighton. You look forward to a Brighton coming on.
I'm gonna try to get his shirt. I want his shirt. Brentford currently playing out from the back.
Looking at the statistics, we've had more shots, same on target. We've had 64%. We've had 90 more passes. We've had better pass accuracy. Yet, we've done a lot more dominant. This is why this is frustrating.
I would argue we have looked more dominant because we've had, even where we haven't had necessarily more statistical shots,
Yes.
We've had better opportunities that have still just fallen short at that last pass. We've had more scoring opportunity. I'm sure our XG is going to be much higher than Brentford's in this match, but I know that XG doesn't matter as much as actual G.
Yeah,
the scores. Brentford have just scored.
Brentford?
Brighton have just scored.
Don't do that to me. Let me get you that update from around the horn. That goal has gone to Pascal Gross in the 30th minute. The Man United fans at my work will not be happy with that. Yeah, Andy, I agree. I love Albrighton as a solid player to have for 30 to 40 minutes on the pitch. I mean, someone who can just, even where he doesn't quite have the physicality to stay on for a full 90, he gives his all for however many minutes you have him on, and he has that mental impact. Does Leicester City have a break right now? Wesley Fofana all the way up to Brentford defensive third, and then momentum's gone. He plays it to Castagne, but his avenue was closed down, and he's forced to turn it back. And now, again, all 11 Brentford players are behind the ball.
This is how you beat Leicester. Frustrate them, and then get them on the counter. Get us on the counter.
Big shot from a distance, but to quote the Sheffield United way, you're reading comics if you think you're scoring that. Definitely a high, wide shot from James Maddison there, shooting from maybe 40, 50 yards out. And that might be showing that frustration. We just don't think we can get the ball into the penalty area where we have to.
Right. Might just take a bit of magic today.
David Raya with the goal kick. Finds Tony, who can't find Wissa. Ball cleared by Justin. Oh! Tielemans gets absolutely thrown head over heels there, but we play on. Jamie Vardy trying to break into the penalty area. He gets past his man, but that will dribble out for, I believe, a Leicester City corner kick. Pontus Jensen does not let Vardy through.
Yuri eating that tackle.
Yeah. Whoa. But gets right back up as well. Does not stay on the ground.
Yeah, nice roll.
Oh my God. 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 Oh my God.
Are you on 32?
I feel like something good might be coming.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Are you on 32? 32-10, 32-11. You find a good stream, John?
I'm at 32-16. I love your like little cheeky grin right now. Cross to be coming in. I think that's Madison to play in the corner. Plays it in. High ball. Goal! Timothy Castagne opens Leicester City's account for the 2022-23 season.
Yeah, let's go!
What a header!
What a great header!
I'm sorry. Who are corners troublesome for? And with that, that banner's got to get the heck out of here because it is Leicester City 1, Brentford 0. Played that perfectly. That ball, if you looked at it at first glance, that wasn't going to anybody, but Timmy Castagne sheds his man, gets in front of the player that thought he had the header, and beats Raya with a commanding right off the middle of the forehead header.
John Talbot said it off frustration last season. We've scored a corner. We've scored from a corner.
There you go. You love to see it. And Brentford kick back off. Timmy Castagne in the 33rd minute breaks the deadlock. And now we have to see how this affects the teams mentally, because that's going to be a big confidence boost to Leicester. And that's going to force Brentford to start putting players forward. And they do just that with Wissa coming forward on the wing. He plays it in towards Jensen. Back out onto the wing. They're in the penalty area. Shot is taken and blocked by Johnny Evans, who says no.
We're keeping our lead. Just people who can't watch the game, I'll describe it for you. The goal, the ball swinging into the box by James Madison from a corner kick. He perfectly found the head. It was Timmy Castagne who planted it long range head into the top right corner of the net.
Completely like unmarked. He had a good run at the ball and everything.
Now, one other thing that I will say, beyond just a good block by Johnny Evans, look at how Danny Ward dove to try to stop that cross as well.
Danny Ward for me so far has been excellent. He's
Corner comes in and I'm sorry, am I watching Brentford or am I watching Leicester City here? Corner comes in, doesn't beat the first man.
Hang on, Brentford. Oh, I'm behind you. I'm watching the moment after we score when Evans makes the block.
Jamie Vardy on the near post stops that corner. It's out for another one. A lot of tussling in the penalty area as the corner comes in again. Doesn't beat the first man.
Jamie Vardy.
Well defended. And Bob, just to answer your question, so both Michael and I are in North America, if our accents don't tell you. So we're watching through the official broadcasters in Canada and the US, respectively.
Which is frustrating because I can't watch the game because it's on any UK broadcasters, but it's on American broadcasters where it's not played in America, which makes complete sense to me. But that's what money scamming companies want to do. But that's my mini rant over.
Yeah, it's completely unfair. I can watch every single Premier League match every week, no matter what.
We have to either pay for Amazon Prime, pay for BT Sport, pay for Sky Sports, and then even when you have all of them, you still can't watch all the games.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's at least like the nice thing so far. I'll knock on wood for mine as well, as like even now it's changed hands in Canada. The new broadcaster gets every Premier League game.
Right.
It's not as good as the old broadcaster because the old broadcaster would give you like goal updates and squad information, but still just glad to have somewhere where I can just see any of the matches. Fofana on the ball right now. He plays the ball to Ndidi and Leicester City coming forward again. There was a brief moment of some intense Brentford pressure there, but Leicester City do well to keep their composure. Ndidi finds Tielemans.
From what I can see, I'm a bit behind, but what I like seeing is that our intensity to stop a progressive attack, because the most dangerous time to concede is after you've scored, and we're not letting them score easily.
Absolutely. John Towers saying Castagne loves a goal versus Brentford.
So does Tielemans, so let's hope that happens today.
Amarte on the wing finds Justin. Back to Amarte. We're looking for that cross. We're looking for that opening. Brentford still keeping their shape.
Yeah, back in their low block.
High cross, looking for Jamie Vardy, won't find him.
Oh, we need that second ball.
Big tackle from behind by Yuri Tielemans, knocks over his man, and Leicester regain possession there. Love to see that.
Yuri trekking back.
I swear you have a new name like every couple of months, but enlarged Garfield saying 9-0 incoming.
Well, if that's
Ball with Madison.
If we score 9-0, I'll donate £500 to charity. I'll say it here.
Love to see that.
If we win 9-0, I'll donate £500 to a charity of my choice.
My choice.
His choice will be like the foundation for the progress of Jono.
It's the Jono Rawlings Help Financial Bank charity. That's no, I'm joking.
Jono donating £500 to his own wedding registry.
They've already got married, mate. It's already done.
Big tackle by Ndidi wins the ball. Leicester City coming forward with numbers now. Dewsbury-Hall.
Oh, come on.
Oh, Vardy's touch is just too heavy. I think that was
I can see the score. I've got an app now that as soon as we score, it's on. So I can see the score.
I'm
that's
seeing
how I knew before you knew.
Imtiaz mentioning that Man United are 2-0 down to Brighton.
I've not seen that score yet. Hang on, let me check.
I'm just updating
That is correct. Brighton are now 2-0 up against Manchester United. 2-0
at Old Trafford.
At Old Trafford, and the score, and it's the same player. Gross to score the second goal.
I'm gonna have to see those highlights later because that I had faith in the Ten Hag experiment. Big volley by James Maddison, but he just doesn't catch that well enough. But Pontus Jansson, furious with his defense for giving Maddison that much opening. But yeah, he just doesn't quite catch that as well as he'd like to, and it bounces off the ground and into the arms of David Raya.
There's some interesting stats there. We're going to go away from Leicester for a second. Possession is 62 for Manchester United, but they've only had one shot. I mean, 4 shots, 1 on target. Brighton have had 12 shots and 3 on target. That says possession isn't everything. We need to implement more into our game. We don't need possession to win games.
That's how
Brendan
MTS saying Man United are killing all his bet slips. I'll tell you what, if you had Pascal Gross in your fantasy team, you are doing well today.
What points am I on for fantasy? I'm on 52.
And then to answer Garfield, your question, Maguire is in the lineup. He is playing in a back four with Martinez as his other center back pairing.
Well, he's got Darlow, Shaw as well as the wing backs.
I was seeing some people saying, like, if we lost Fofana, buy back Maguire at a cut price. And controversial take, I would have Maguire back.
Do you know that?
Yeah.
Premier League, Ten Hag.
I would have Maguire back for like 15, 20 million, to be clear. Like, I wouldn't have him back for 70, 80 million.
No, he has to pay us to come back. He has to pay us.
Fee, thank you for the 99p super sticker. We always appreciate it. And it's great to have you back for the watch-alongs as well. It was a beautiful through ball for James Justin, but it just doesn't time his strides right, and it hits him on the back of his heel. The wages, I agree. Like, I think he would have to be at a more reasonable wage structure. But my thought with Maguire is very similar to my thought with Vestergaard. I think he's just in his expectations were way too high, and he's in a system that doesn't suit him. Because he was a reasonably good defender when he played for Leicester City. Like, we can't backwrite that story and say that he was terrible for us as well.
Well, if you think of it this way, someone just ripped it off. Gray said we ripped United off. If you think of it this way,
absolutely did.
Since we sold Maguire for 80 million,
hang on, Yuri Tielemans takes a shot from distance, hits the post, rebound falls towards Dewsbury-Hall. He gets tackled. That falls to Madison, whose shot is blocked.
Oh.
Whoa.
Yuri unleashes another one.
Garfield, what flavor of Walkers are we talking here?
Oh, it's got to be my favorites, cheese and onion any day of the week.
I kind of like a prawn cocktail or a smoky bacon because we don't really have.
I knew you were going to say prawn cocktail because you're kind of posh.
Am I posh?
Barbecue.
You are the first
Oh,
person
yeah,
in my
that-
entire life that has ever called me posh.
I can see Michael's favourite day is go. What's the party? What's the party in the car parks before a game?
Sorry?
Do you know when you go to watch a football match or American football?
Tailgate.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I just imagine Michael at a tailgate party with like a massive barbecue and a crate of beers next to his chair.
Absolutely. Yeah. Cook out.
The one place where I will knock Walkers is that Canadian ketchup chips are much better than British ones. Corner comes in and it's collected by...
No. You mean crisps, not chips. Chips are potato.
Sorry. Well, I'm talking about Canadian ones. When I'm talking about Canadian ones, they're chips. Walkers are crisps. I'll give you that.
But going back to my point about Maguire, we sold Maguire for 80 million. With that money, we paid for a training facility. And with that facility, we managed to get FA Cup. Now, I know we all don't want Fofana to go, but with that money from Fofana, we could get rid of all the wage problems and then improve the squad more. So maybe getting rid of some of these players, only one of them might be decent. Like maybe, you know what I mean?
The only place I disagree with you on that is that for the wage structure, we would still have to dump more players for the registration issues, if for nothing else. Like, I don't necessarily think that getting rid of Fofana will help us get more players in. If anything, I think if we sold Fofana, that covers the stadium redevelopment. We know that, like, this club really, our sort of modus operandi is to sign players and develop them rather than to sign your blockbuster signings. And then when we sell them on for large fees, we put that into general club development that will help make us more sustainable long term. Like, we know that King Power wants to run Leicester City at a profit. Yeah,
like, we are known as a club that buys players, developing players, make them into good players, and then selling for a profit, and then developing. That's kind of our build strategy. But it's at a stage where now we're not developing in the league as much, and we can't keep on to these big players. So we're in a crossroads at the moment.
We have too many players. That's just it. If you looked at the last couple preseason matches, who was on the bench? It was like our regular 25, no under 23s, no under 21s. You know, we're on the bench. We just have too many players. So we just got to get rid of players.
I'm going to cut you off there because Leicester City have made a good tackle and we have a good break coming forward now. Brentford haven't yet gotten back in numbers. It's Madison inside the penalty area. He loses one man. Can't quite lose the second, and Brentford gain possession.
1 minute at a time.
I've seen on my app that it is half time and it is 1-0 to Leicester. In real life, on yours you're still playing, but on my app it says it's half time.
Well, I won't get too excited about this cross into the area then, as that gets cleared by Brentford.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good. That will be cleared by Brentford all the way up, looking for Ivan Toney. Little Wes does a good job of getting his head to that and heading that towards Ndidi. And it looks as though Leicester are comfortable with this going to halftime as well, as we just passed the ball around midfield. We're 10 seconds from halftime on my screen. Tielemans with the ball. Calmly passes that to Ndidi. 3 seconds to go, and there is the halftime whistle. So, halftime here at the King Power, and it is Leicester City 1, Brentford 0. And now it is time for something that I have greatly missed. I'm dropping that link in the chat. I couldn't have you on for pre-match, but I would love to have you guys on for halftime. Share your thoughts, what crisp you think is best, how you think of our season, players that you think will come and go, and, of course, our performance in the first half of that game.
And I'm going to drop out for a second.
Just double-checking as well. So it is 2-0 at Old Trafford as well. Beyond just the 2 goals for Pascal Gross, Martinez and McTominay both booked for Manchester United as well. So it all seems to be falling off the bus for Eric Ten Hag.
Do you know he's playing a false 9?
At Ericsson?
Ericsson is the false 9.
Interesting.
And Ronaldo's on the bench.
A front three of Sancho, Ericsson, and Rashford for Manchester United there.
Interesting.
David saying good first half. Indeed, not totally added as his touches let him down, but happy with what I've seen. I completely agree with that. I definitely think Ndidi has still been class in this match, but he's definitely had a couple of touches that have let him down. I think there's also been a couple passes that have been overcooked during this match too, that you can't really blame the opposition players for a heavy touch.
Can we just discuss Ward, how good he's been?
Sorry?
Ward, how good he's been.
Yeah, I think definitely we have to give a shout out to Danny Ward for playing a very solid half. He's made a couple good saves. Nothing that's required like a world-class stop, but he has been calm and composed in net. And for what was on paper a sub playing in goal, he's done a very, very good job. And I think he's making a very good case for why he's now the number one at Leicester City.
Yeah, he's, for me, what I like that Schmeichel didn't do, I'm saying didn't do because Schmeichel didn't clear it as much as from corners. He relied on the players. And that's what happened when we scored. The keeper didn't come out to meet it. Castagne had a free header and scored a free header. That's what happened to us last season. We didn't. So with Ward clearing the balls and Ward going up to Ivan Toney and tackling him, that's what we didn't have last season. That's the difference.
Even just beyond corners, I think there were a couple moments where it was when Johnny Evans blocked that cross. Danny Ward also dove for it. So there is a lot more playing horizontally out from the goal that we just didn't see from Kasper Schmeichel, where normally, like you said, he would stand on his goal line, believe in his own agility, and try to rely on his defenders. Do you
think there's more arrogance that he kind of like pretended that, he knew that he was going to go out and didn't bother diving and not meeting the balls because he trusted other players? I think that's a bit of arrogance, and maybe Danny Ward showing that he's put more effort in, or maybe I definitely think it was right for Schmeichel to move because he deserves to play different type of football. But Ward, for me, is giving an example of this as the type of defending or goalkeeping we should be seeing.
I'm going to give one more thought before I get John O'Towers on, is that I agree that I think it was the right time for Kasper Schmeichel to go. Because the other thing is, I believe that like a club legend player like him, like he's going to be the kind of player who will also get a statue when he retires.
You can see Schmeichel get a plaque. Definitely, he deserves one.
He needed to leave while he was still at the top of his game. We didn't want to have him continue to be our number one and deteriorate as he ages, but still have the clout that would make him our number one, even if we did have other goalkeepers that would deserve it more than him.
Yeah.
The worst thing that I would want to see is for him to start slipping and lose the love of the fans.
And I don't want him to. Yeah, he left on a good note. He left after winning the Community Shield that season and the FA Cup before then. So
exactly.
He's left on a good note, and I will miss him. But it's time for us and him to move on.
With that, let's add in John O'Towers, our first guest of the 2023 season. How are you doing?
Hi guys.
Are you in the pool?
No, I'm in my garden in the hammock. Enjoying the sunshine.
I was going to say your hammock is a little more talkative than you are at the moment. There's a lot of hammocks down.
All here is lots of splashing.
Oh, I don't know. You're getting feedback from me, are you? I don't know.
I think that might be it. Yeah, I think.
Let me dial back in.
Sounds good. Let's get a couple comments on as well. Keep getting your comments in as well. Your thoughts on that first half. Hayden saying, great first half. I'm pleased on how we're playing. I think we'll get more goals in the second half and we'll win 5-0. No changes needed. I don't think we're going to rip apart Brentford.
No.
I think they're a team that deserves a lot of respect. I've seen a few people predicting that they'll have second season syndrome. I don't see them needing a great escape. I could see them fighting relegation, but I see them finishing lower mid-table. I think this match could finish 3-1, 2-0, something like that. 2-1 was my pregame score prediction.
I guess 1-0. I mean, my guess was 1-0. We was 1-0, sorry, my prediction. We're not comfortable yet. We need another goal. If we don't score another goal, we're asking for them to draw or even potentially win the game. So we need to I wouldn't say make changes yet, wait 10, 15 minutes, and then bring on Daka and bring on more dangerous players.
Tyler, I don't know if you can see, to be further back in the YouTube chat, there should be a link for you to click. I'll add it in again, but yes, absolutely. You are all welcome to join us. Standard rules are just, we're a family channel, so please keep the language family friendly. And we would appreciate if you went camera on. So yeah, click on that link, just turn on your camera and your microphone. You'll need to grant access to the site, and you're more than welcome to join us. Playing well, but at the moment, Brentford absolutely rubbish. Look as though they are still on holiday. Would like to see us increase the tempo. With more tempo, we will crush these. I don't think necessarily that Brentford have been rubbish. I think they've definitely been confident in some of their defending. They've done very well at keeping their shape. I just think that it's more been that we have outclassed them so far.
Yes, but we can't slip because Brentford have that quality. If we do slip, can punish us. It's not like Forest against Newcastle where Forest were actually diabolical and couldn't do anything. Brentford have the ability to do something if we mess up, and that's where I'm still worried. So if we need another goal just to settle everyone's nerves.
That's very fair. Yeah, I would agree that obviously a second goal will help, but I think we were mentioning before the goal went in as well that both teams have been doing very well at having a system and keeping to it. Yeah. And I said that I believe whoever scores the first goal will win that game because it will force that other team to break or change their system. And it's going to be very interesting to see how Brentford come out in this second half because something will have to change. At the moment, they were playing a very deep line. They were allowing a lot of pressure, all 11 players behind the ball. You can't do that anymore. You're going to have to, at the very least, leave Wissa, Tony up front to allow for them to collect some through balls.
Yeah.
Liam, we'll talk kits in just a moment once we get Jono back on. Jono, can you hear us all right?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We're still getting a fair bit of feedback, though.
But as long as you keep your phone still, we're fine. I don't think it's going to... Oh. No.
But yeah, actually, so Jono, you're wearing the new kit. First match of the season. Seeing it on the players, I'm really warming up to the new shirt. I like a good collared kit. The first Leicester City shirt I ever owned was actually the collared Puma shirt. I believe that was 2016-17.
Our Premier League winning kit. Well, not a winning kit, but the
the defending kit, the Premier League defending kit.
Yeah.
And I liked it. I think it may have even been you that was saying like the collar is very flimsy on the Adidas shirt.
I like the aesthetics, but if it's windy, like it has no substance, it just goes up. That's why I like the fabric ones that Arsenal have got because it stays. This one, it goes like that.
Fair. But in terms of looks, I didn't like the gold crest at first, but I'm starting to warm up to it more. The only reason I don't own it yet is because I'm going to be going to a Leicester City match, the match against Southampton, and it costs so much money to import a shirt into Canada because I have to pay like £15 in shipping plus an extra £20 in government duties that I'm just going to buy it in England.
Yeah, I agree. They are expensive. I'm not going to get... I don't know if I can afford all three kits because last season I got the away, home and third kit, but this season I might just get the away. The away kit looks a lot better for me than the third kit.
Tyler, I'll have you on in just a moment. But yeah, I definitely, unless I get like some bonuses from my work or something like that, I won't be able to afford all three. I got the home and the third shirt, but even then I only got the third shirt because the away kit had completely sold out by the time I had the money to buy another kit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really liked that sort of mint pattern shirt. I just couldn't get it in time. Yeah. I really like the look of the sort of like that not Chardonnay color, but like that white wine color with the
cream and the creamy color.
Yeah, I think that's a great looking kit. Tyler, I'm going to add you in if you're ready.
Yep.
Good to have you on. How do you make that first half?
Yeah, I think the match has been pretty good so far. So, yeah.
Have any players stood out to you?
I reckon Vardy's done quite good. So I reckon we can get the win today. Sure.
Nice. Yeah, I think Vardy's done a great job. We're seeing some of his pace, but also there's been an aggressiveness in a lot of the players, and we've seen that from Vardy as well.
Yeah.
Definitely feels like these players have been like well brought up for this season.
Yeah.
Do you want to give us a score prediction? How you think the game's going to wrap up?
I reckon the score will be 2-1 to Leicester, but I don't know.
All good, all good. And who do you think is going to get the second goal?
I reckon probably Madison.
He did take a really nice shot from distance as well.
Yeah.
Last question I'll ask you as well is going to be, I'm going to put those lineups back up. If you were Brendan Rodgers, would you make any changes? Any substitutes you'd want to bring on halftime? You get the 5 subs now, so wouldn't really be spending much to make one change.
I reckon I've been on Lou Thomas for James Justin.
Fair enough, fair enough. All right, well, thank you for coming on. We'll also put the link on at full time, so hope you'll be able to join us then too.
Yep.
All right, take care. And then, John Towers, we're going to try adding you in one more time. Can you hear us?
Yeah, sorry about technical issues. How's it going?
Keep your phone very still. You'll be fine.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Cool. Yeah, thanks for the session so far. I've really enjoyed it. I've been lying in my hammock listening to you guys talking all through the game, which has been great. Unfortunately, I'm not able to watch it, so I'll be catching the highlights later. But it seems like we've started well. Good momentum. Seems that Madison's getting a lot on the ball. Had a few chances, which is encouraging as well.
Absolutely. It's been, especially given like the sort of doom and gloom that have been hovering over us a lot, I've been feeling a lot more positive seeing that first half.
I feel that only 10 minutes of the game, Brentford were the better team. Talk about the midway through the first half. But before and after then, we were the dominant team. So we just need to keep that momentum going.
Yeah, from this position, I
just about to... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say from this position, I think we'd be really unfortunate to throw away a win at this point. 1-0 up at half-time. I would expect us to push on in the second half and at least get another one, or maybe 2, So I think as long as we haven't... I'm hoping we put our demons to bed from last season and we can actually
finish the game out.
Yeah, finish a game, yeah. So let's see how we get on. But I thought we'd have a good chance to win the game today, and I've still maintained that. We've gone 1-0 up, and I'm hoping for a couple more.
Yeah, I agree.
So the teams are just taking back out to the pitch, so I'm going to ask you those same 2 final questions. First one being score prediction for the second half. So I know you said we could grab 1 or 2 more. What do you think the final score will be?
Yeah, I said on Jamie's show this morning 3-1, so I'll stick with that, to be honest. Although a clean sheet would be great. So maybe 3-0 would be really nice.
Would love to see that. And then last one would be, so it doesn't look like there are any changes, but in the second half, what would be some changes that you think we might see or that you would make if you were Brendan?
I'd love to see Dennis Pratt.
Yeah,
love to see him.
I want to see him.
And Daka as well, possibly. I'd see how Vardy's getting on.
Oh my God!
What?
All right, well, we're about to kick off for the second half, so we'll leave you on for what I assume is about to be a very quick goal, considering that this is what happened last time. We've kicked off for the second half. Johnny Evans plays the ball to Wesley Fofana. To Ndidi, back to Fofana. Ndidi. Madison.
Go on, don't leave me in the lurch, guys.
Fofana, a mistake at the back. Dewsbury-Hall, 2-0.
Get in! Get in! Dewsbury-Hall, get in!
Yes,
from a distance, narrowly puts it right through the defenders and out of the reach of David Raya. What a goal that was. And just like that, that second goal we've been asking to has come. So that banner's out of here because it is Leicester City 2, Brentford 0.
Can I just say, it's turning into a beautiful day. Man U are 2-0 down. We're 2-0 up. Dewsbury-Hall scored, and he's in my fantasy team. So
he's in my fantasy team. Get in.
All right, John, I'm going to let you go. But thanks so much for joining us, and we love the good vibes. You want to get us away?
Nice one. Speak to you later.
See you later, John.
Bye-bye.
See you, John.
Get in.
What 2-0 laser. Oh, my goodness.
Dewsbury-Hall is in my fantasy team.
That left foot is just a rocket. Oh, my goodness.
Brentford coming forward with pace right now as well. It's in Buemo, but his cross is blocked by Justin, and that's out for a corner.
This is what we needed. If we didn't score now, we'll be stuck, and this is what we needed.
To jump on them right at the half. Oh, my goodness.
That is a kick in the teeth to Thomas Frank and this Brentford side.
Absolutely.
Get in. This is the season. This is the start of the season we needed, especially we've got Arsenal next week.
Oh, my goodness. What
Team's
a
well
great
set for this
strike.
corner. Corner comes in. High, cleared by Fofana. Collected by Brentford. Long cross comes in. Cleared again by Fofana. And well controlled by Tielemans to get that ball to Amarte. Leicester City coming forward again. Dewsbury-Hall, he's forced to turn around. Justin and Madison. But yeah, I was just saying, I didn't even have time to remove the HT from our score banner before we made it 2-0. What a way to start the second half. We had already taken two of those shots in the first half. One by Madison that hit the post. One by Tielemans that forced a diving save from David Raya. And the third time lucky as it pays off. Leicester City coming forward again now. Ooh, and that pass from Tielemans is intercepted in the penalty area.
What's your
ball goes back to Johnny Evans. Dan Amarte. Dewsbury-Hall. He has nobody to help him. Back to Amarte. Back to Evans.
Just to let you know, I'll describe the goal for anyone who can't watch. Nice piece of skill from Dewsbury-Hall. Perfectly collects the ball from Jamie Vardy and leads a fantastic long-range strike, which went to the bottom right-hand corner. The score is now 2-0.
And with that second goal comes our second 99p super sticker from Fee. Thank you so much. You know how much we appreciate them.
Imagine if we
have that, Elijah. I don't know why I'm like either ahead or behind. I have no clue. I'm at 49.20.
You are ahead of me. I'm at 48.56. Let me see if I can jump my stream ahead at all.
At this current moment in time, Manchester United are in the relegation zone.
I've been able to get up to 49.19.20.
Okay, I'll pause it when I get to 49.40.
Appreciate it. Another long-distance shot from Tielemans forces another diving save from David Raya.
We're having target practice now. The guys are feeling confident.
I've got to say,
so you said 49.40, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have 37, 38, 39, 40.
Perfect.
Danny Ward for me has been so he's impressed me already. This game, he's impressed me.
LCFC Gray also mentioning Forest's loss. Now I'll admit, like just beyond that, it felt a lot like what I mentioned on the podcast earlier in the week. Forest, when I watched them play, had very little cohesion. A lot of those new signings felt like they were playing but didn't know how each other were. And I think that that's going to be something that will really be hindering them through this season as Leicester City come forward again. Because by contrast, it really feels like all of the Leicester City players are really well in tune with each other on the pitch. They know where each other are going to be. They know the kind of passes that they want to receive. There's no growing pains to this Leicester City side.
And that's what happens when you don't sign any new players and you just have this continuity, which I like. I don't like the player movement in football, just the constant, like Cristiano Ronaldo wants to go to another club. Like, dude, sit down where you're at. Find a club you like and stay.
That's like Fofana for me. Fofana's like, oh, I want the money here now. Oh, I want the money here now.
Yeah, no, we rehabbed your broken leg. You know what I'm saying? We put you on the map. You owe us another season at least.
Like,
that's how I see
a contract 3 months ago, 12 weeks ago, and you want to move already.
Right. We're the club that rehabbed your broken leg. So You owe us.
Brentford coming forward right now on the left wing. They play a cross in, and Danny Ward comes out, jumps, and collects that.
But look at our back line, like organized 1, 2, 3, 4, right there in front of them. It's really good. I think we're going to be okay this season. I think not having Little West last year really messed us up.
Lars Garfield asking, Invincible season incoming?
No chance.
Here we go.
Sorry, no chance.
Give me a second.
Okay, I'm not a downer, but that is impossible. Okay. No.
Don't know, £500 to charity if Leicester City go invincible.
I'll give £1,000 to charity if we go the entire Premier League season undefeated.
Leicester City coming forward now. Dewsbury-Hall. Oh, he just overcooks his pass to Madison. If he had that, he had Vardy on a break.
We've lost our co-host for a second here.
I'll take Michael off screen just while he's gone. But yeah, just as I was mentioning as well, it looks as though we picked up so many new sponsors seeing the ad boards. I remember last season we had like 4 or 5 different ads, but I was even seeing like Huddersfield Town, the shirt sponsor they had when they were in the Premier League. Like we got them as a shirt sponsor or as an ad board sponsor. Good to see you back. I'm gonna knock wood based on that last part of your comment there. But yes, things have been very good. We felt like we were the more dominant team in that first half, and we started off the second half with a bang, scoring before I could even take HT off of our banner. A great start, and thus far we are keeping Brentford at bay. Good interception on the through ball there by that might have been by Fofana. Sorry, I thought that was Justin for a second. Marte now on the ball. Dances through some Brentford players and plays a nice ball upfield towards Tielemans, who does have to charge it down to stop it from being intercepted. Poor pass from Fofana, though, does get intercepted. And now Brentford coming forward with numbers. Number 18 in the penalty area, tries a shot, and that is well wide of the goal. Number 18, I believe, is Mbuemo for Brentford. Just double checking that. As we see the replay.
I've had to block a few people. Don't follow any links or advice regarding play stores or links to the websites. Don't follow anything on here. Don't click on anything. It will delete it instantly, but don't follow anything.
I will amend that statement by just a little bit by saying you should follow the Leicester City channel on all social media platforms.
Unless we post it, don't click on it.
Yes. If people are posting links in the chat, please don't click them. As with a lot of fan channels, you get those spam commenters they're just bots trying to post links to collect your information. Don't follow through on those links. But we will post links occasionally from our own account for you to join in the chat and other useful links as well. You can feel free to click those, but don't click links that anything that looks suspicious in chat. You can always let us know in chat as well, and we will delete or block those bots.
I don't know where Michael's gone, but he's gone walkabout. Excuse me.
Hey, the last time that he was gone for a little while, we scored, so who knows?
Who knows?
We did have a quick attack there that was collected by David Raya on the cross, but nothing too exciting to report on as yet, as Leicester City come forward on the right wing. But we're just happy to hold possession right now.
Could you just
frustrate Brentford, try to force them to break shape? Michael's back.
I'm
put him back on in just a second.
I just had to get some coffee. I have a
understandable. What time is it currently in Seattle?
It is 7:12 a.m.
Every time I want to gripe about how early it is here in Toronto, I always have to remember that you're usually my co-host on Watchalongs.
Yeah, I had to get up about 5 o'clock. My alarm went off. Oof. It looks like Brentford opened up a little bit, putting a little pressure on us towards our box, but we're handling it just nicely. The crowd is hyped.
And we're always happy to receive that pressure too, because, you know, Vardy's firing on all cylinders. Dewsbury-Hall's playing well. One good pass over the top, and if you've committed numbers forward, that's it.
Showing Ben Me.
Throw into Leicester City. Ben Me staring down the gullet of a double relegation, possibly.
Absolutely.
I'm liking the passing around, like around the centre half. It's not like wait 10 minutes then pass slowly. We pass it quickly between us. That's the difference I'm seeing.
Even while we're passing the ball around, like I agree, like there's more energy to it. It doesn't feel like possession for possession's sake. Just while things are a little bit calm as well as Brentford come forward on the right side but try to cut in. There is no update for you at Old Trafford. In the 56th minute, it is still 0-0 there.
If we win today, I would have had the perfect week.
I've needed this again. Like I feel like we've all needed football back, that little bit of energy.
Absolutely.
If we have a clean sheet on our first day with Cassius Michael leaving 4 days ago, I'll be astounded.
Perfect. Yeah, I mean, like again, all those people that were predicting things that like we'd be in a relegation scrap, that we're back in an injury crisis. I've been seeing those social media predictions, and people were predicting this was going to be a draw. People were predicting that we might even.
I predicted a draw. I predicted 1-1. It could wait. Don't get me wrong. We could still draw.
There's still lots of football left.
That's true.
We bottled a two goal advantage against Spurs in the 89th minute. It could. So don't. We still need another goal for me. We need to continue putting pressure on.
We need.
We're getting our first substitutions of the game. Brentford are going to be making 2 changes. Jensen is off for number 10, which is Da Silva, and their second change, I believe, looked like they were bringing off Hickey. Although no, it's me.
Ben Me to bring it off.
Ben Me, the new signing from Burnley, comes off and will be replaced by Lewis Potter, number 23.
He looks like a kid.
Yeah, he looks quite young. Quickly look into some information on him.
I wonder what happened with Ben Me. Did he hurt his knee or his ankle or something?
Keane Lewis Potter is 21.
Wow.
No substitutions for Leicester City as yet. We all know Brendan Rodgers. He normally likes to wait until at least the 60th minute to do so.
Should be around now. Then he starts making a sub.
Who do you think's going to come on?
I'm thinking Albrighton for Justin. Ooh! Nasty tackle flattens Tielemans for a second time, but he's back on his feet. And then he goes right back in.
Tielemans has a nasty streak to him, doesn't he?
He went into that tackle so hard his collar flipped up.
He did it just because the ref didn't call anything on his foul.
Just see the replay on that. Whoa! Was that? I think that was Lewis Potter that he takes down.
He trips him with one foot, tries to kick at the ball with the other, and just takes him down even further. Tielemans playing as hard as he can right now.
So a Brentford free kick in a good place to play in a cross right now. Leicester City have a good line of players on the outside of the penalty area. Brentford have about like 6-7 players that they're looking to cross to. They play the ball low off the back of the referee, and that will be a drop ball.
That is a terrible cross. Why would he play that ball?
I think that might be the worst cross I have seen in all my times doing watch-alongs.
Who did it?
I'm not sure, but yeah, he just plays it right into the back of the referee's head. But even if the ref wasn't there, I couldn't tell you who he was trying to pass to. That would have gone out for a throw-in.
No, it was a Brentford free kick, but it wasn't even close. That ball was going out of bounds on the far sideline.
So it will be a drop ball.
Get out of the way, ref.
And Brentford will play the ball all the way back to David Raya. So all that momentum from that free kick, gone. Big header from Wesley Fofana. Clears that ball, but only as far as Brentford's number 3, Rico Henry. Ball coming forward now. Da Silva plays the ball across. Little 1-2 that does not work out for Brentford. Big Dana Marte shows his opponent that he's big and lets that ball roll out for a throw-in. Danzy F1 saying, rumors linking us with Diop from Monaco. Wonder if we will try to get him in a cash plus player deal. I'm not too familiar with Diop. I haven't heard those rumors before. So let me know, like, is he a midfielder? I don't know what position he plays. Dangerous attack for Brentford, and they have scored.
Oh!
Ivan Toney gets the ball on the back of his defender and is left with way too much space just outside the 6-yard box, and you can't blame Danny Ward for that.
I did say it's not over yet.
And here we go.
I think it was a combination of both a great piece of play by Brentford, but also a defensive slip-up by Leicester City. Just seeing the replay on this. It's Madison gets dispossessed. Leicester City can't quite get back into their shape in time. He is onside. Yeah, he just collects that ball at the back of Dana Marte, and he's just left way too open there. And plays the ball back across to the near post. Ward goes the wrong way. You can't blame him for that. He's inside the 6-yard box, and that's 2-1. Leicester City maintain the lead.
Yeah, we just couldn't get our shape back after the throw-in. We didn't keep possession from the throw-in, and yikes.
Seeing the replay on that, though, I do have to commend Dana Marte for putting full effort into trying to block that shot. He gets quite close to it. Misses that ball with his studs by millimeters. Sorry, Jono?
We need to make changes now because this is from them making changes.
That's a fair point. None made yet with a Leicester City throw-in that James Justin will take, but he's taken his time with it. He doesn't like the shape that he's currently being given by his teammates, and he only finds a Brentford player. But out for another Leicester City show.
Well, for God's sake.
Come on, boys.
Well, Zariza put clean sheet needed. That's gone out the window.
2 straight throw-ins intercepted by Brentford and go out for throw-ins. This time, Justin finds a teammate, and a long pass does find Vardy, who keeps the ball in play. James Madison in the corner right now against 2 Brentford defenders. Can't maintain possession, and Brentford now turn the ball around. Brentford coming forward with speed, well defended by Wilfin Ndidi, and now Leicester City can turn play around again. Fast-moving end-to-end stuff here. Ooh, Dewsbury-Hall just overcooks that pass, and Justin can't control that.
This is where it's big for Leicester. Like, are we going to be the same Leicester last season, capitulate, or can we actually survive and win? You know?
I definitely agree that a sub just to keep something fresh, something that Brentford will need to readapt to, is needed. I'm interested as to why we haven't made one yet as we get into 65th minute, ball headed back
Brentford
to David Raya.
Come on, Brendan, make a sub. Come on.
I don't even see any players warming up.
No one on the sideline for either team.
Oh, there's
a couple Leicester City players. Actually, are those even Brentford players? I can't tell. Long cross, just can't find Jamie Vardy. It's well intercepted, but Vardy comes back and levels his man. And that looks like it's out. And Brendan coming back to his coaches, having a word with Kolo Toure.
And Chris Davies.
I still can't get over how much Chris Davies looks like Johnny Evans to me.
Vestergaard's not on the bench, John. Vestergaard is not even in the team sheet.
Hudson Daka is getting warmed up.
Got his penny on the sideline. Yeah, John Towers mentioning Vestergaard not in the matchday squad at all. There have been some transfer rumors linking him to Fulham. I haven't seen any from any reliable sources as yet, though. Dewsbury-Hall gets knocked over, and that's a free kick in a dangerous position for Leicester City.
Yellow, give it to him.
Vestergaard the one to give it away.
What we got? What we got a free kick in a dangerous position? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, about 30 yards out. Did he give
not for a shot, but for a easy position for like a good cross into the penalty area? We got a Brentford fan in the chat. Peter, thanks for joining us.
Maddison and Tillman just discussing what they're going to do with this.
I feel like it's going to be a cross from Maddison, probably looking for Justin or Fofana on that left side of the penalty area. And that's exactly what he does. Finds Fofana with a header. He hits the post.
Oh, my God. Oh, Big West.
That play almost worked out to perfection.
Oh, my goodness. What a header. This kid. Wow.
Ooh, he may have been called offside had that gone in. Like his wrist was past the last man. But what a header.
You can't score with your wrist, okay? You can't score with your wrist. So what's the point?
Oh, what a header. Oh, my goodness. That almost goes in.
Yeah, I agree with Tom.
That's our second time hitting the post this match. Fofana and Tielemans in the second and first half, respectively.
Where is Daka? Where is Daka?
He's getting warm.
Good interception there. Fofana on the ball. Just overcooks his pass to Tielemans, and Brentford regain possession at the halfway line.
We need another goal bad.
Yeah.
I think that's what Dig Dave was just saying here, that I think he means another goal instead of another game. And yeah, it's nearly 66 minutes. No changes as yet. We need some fresh legs.
Brentford are going to make their third sub, and we've not even made one.
Ivan Toney, goal scorer for Brentford. And double checking our scores around the horn. Still 2-0 to Brighton at Old Trafford. Brentford coming forward again. James Justin doing a good job of shielding the ball. Gets knocked over in the penalty area, and that's a free kick to Leicester City.
Manchester United.
Good defending there from James Justin.
May not have just scored. It's 2-1 to Brighton.
Ooh, okay. I will, when I get an update saying who scored, I will keep you posted.
Justin having a really good game on that side versus Mbeumo today.
Another one of those players who was missing for a good part of last season, really coming back with a bang.
Absolutely. King Power full-throated.
That free kick was cleared by Brentford out for a throw into Leicester City just past the halfway line.
Where's the sub? Where is the subs?
Still nobody on the sideline.
Oh, nearly kept in by Maddison off of a header, but that will go out for a Brentford throw-in.
Right now.
Brentford playing some really long throw-ins here, and now they're looking for Ivan Toney there, but a good header from Fofana that Danny Ward will slide out to and grab.
If we bottle the 2-0 advantage against Brentford, I'll be so angry.
Sorry?
If we bottle a 2-goal up advantage against Brentford, I'll be angry.
Don't start saying that yet. Don't start saying that yet. Some nice 1-2 passing. James Maddison on the right wing. A little bit of back and forth with James Justin.
Oh, come on.
Terrible pass from Wilf. And now Brentford coming forward again. Thank you for the update, Alan. So Diogo Dalot, the goal scorer for Manchester United, and it is 2-1 at Old Trafford.
It is under going under VAR at the moment. It's under review.
Brentford coming forward, a good through ball. Great block from Dan Amarte. Stops Lewis Potter's cross.
Daniel Amarte.
Can't say that middle part.
He's a center back.
It's just like how Chalar Soyuncu has really big socks, according to one of our songs.
Yes, big ears. Yes.
Yeah, and Ndidi, I think, has given up the ball a couple times through his passing, something that we might want to send him back to the training ground for. But he has been doing what he does best, making himself big, physically knocking players off the ball.
Intercepting.
Still been doing a good job of controlling that. And look at Danny Ward coming out and grabbing that ball.
Danny Ward having a great game, except for that goal. But
that was not Danny Ward's fault at all.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not. I would say I don't really know, like, if you can point the finger at any player for the Brentford goal. Like, that was more of a team failing. There's 3 Leicester City players on the wing right now as Fofana gets pulled down. No free kick, but does win the throw-in. Leicester City coming forward again. Long through ball looking for James Justin. He's running full. He keeps it in play and then gets knocked over. Surely that's a free kick. And it is. You can't do that. Actually, I'm not quite sure what the ref is giving here. It looked for a moment like he was pointing for a corner, but that wouldn't make sense because Brentford player never touched the ball. Kieran Dewsbury-Hall looks like he's coming off in our first substitution of the day. If he's coming off, do you think that means Dennis Pratt time?
It is Daka. Daka's going for Dewsbury-Hall.
2 up front.
2 up front and let Madison feed each of them.
So that's likely going to mean a change of formation as well.
Yeah,
we were playing a 3-5-1, maybe now like a
4-3-1-2.
4-1-2.
Yeah, 4-3-1-2.
Who would fall back then? Justin? Castagne? Brentford's 3rd substitution being made. I believe that's Vitaly Janelt's coming off. No, it's Norgard. Norgard comes off, and coming on is their number 26, Baptiste.
Yeah, I think our fullbacks will still push forward.
The update that I have for the Manchester United game saying that was actually an old goal by Alexis McAllister. Oh, Brentford coming forward with numbers right now. It's 3 versus 2, and an absolutely a shot to match the cross they made earlier.
That was that was terrible. They had numbers. That guy probably gonna
wasteful.
I need a quick break mentally, so I'll be back in a few minutes.
Yeah, if I was a Brentford,
all good, John.
I'd be highly upset at that one. Wissa, that wasn't even close.
Wissa, poor cross there, and yeah, that was sooner going to find the corner than the goal. We got to come up with some kind of nickname for Danny Ward sometime soon, or a new chant for him.
Right, he's going to be our number 1.
Oh. Good attack coming forward for Leicester City right now. Whoa, James, come on!
He totally
loses his balance as he tries to take the shot. I couldn't even tell you if that was a shot or a cross, but just poor play there. He should have laid that off for James Justin, but yeah, I think he just gets his footing wrong. I think he's trying to play that back across the Tielemans, but he loses his footing and kicks it way harder than he wants.
Yeah, I think the correct pass was when he first got it, that second touch just to put Jamie Vardy through on goal. He had lots of space.
We're still surviving, though. Ball currently with Pontus Jansson in the back. Even if I don't have the numbers reference for Brentford anymore, I can tell which one Pontus Jansson is. 7-foot tall defender with a man bun. Brentford coming forward right now. Johnny Evans does a good job of tracking that. Can't quite control it, though, and it's out for a corner kick.
Got to clear it, Johnny.
I'm also just seeing Johnny Evans doesn't have the captain's armband on anymore.
I think it's like tucked up underneath his shirt there, his sleeve.
Corner is taken short. Cross comes over, and you ain't beating Wesley Fofana. See, I agree with you in part. I think Brentford have definitely looked stronger, especially since the goal. But I don't think we're losing control. We've still had our chances. We haven't done anything stupid since the goal either.
But Brentford is growing back into the game. They have a little bit of
we need to make a statement. We either need some sort of like a good shot on target, preferably a goal, but like something to unsettle Brentford again. Brentford are getting back into this. They're going to play this corner long, it looks like. Tony and Justin slapping at each other a little bit. Corner comes in, doesn't beat the first man. Jamie Vardy has cleared away 3 corners now at this point from that near post. Long ball looking for He's not looking for Pontus Janssen in the penalty area. They
wish
barely
this-
keep the ball in. Justin calling for a goal kick, doesn't get it. Cross comes in very high up. Danny Ward collects.
Gets the ball out.
Kind of bit of a poor pass there from Fofana to Evans, putting him in a bad position right now. Dana Marte, clear that ball, bud.
Nice.
Oh, goes through the back of Justin. I would have thought that would be a foul. Cross comes in, finds its man. Whoa, just
Oh my goodness. Danny Ward would have probably had that covered, but wow.
I don't like it.
Ivan
I don't
Toney,
like it.
so much space to get his head on this long cross.
Who should have had him
Far
marked
post.
there? He was completely uncovered. Castagne was trying to track back to get him, but like it shouldn't have been his responsibility. Should that have been Fofana? But if Fofana goes for him, he'd be leaving Embuemo unmarked. That was just poor defensive formation.
Yeah, they caught us in transition. Castagne was trying to push forward because we had the ball.
I'm really anxious now. I'm really, really anxious.
We shouldn't be pushing Castagne forward right now. Like not if we have to lead.
We need one more goal though.
We have to get a goal, or else we're going to draw.
Free kick to Brentford right outside the center circle. Leicester City players are not happy with that. Wouldn't surprise me to see a player get booked for dissent for that. Doesn't happen. They take it quickly. They're still trying to catch us out. Jamie Vardy with the sliding tackle. That's not a free kick.
Jamie Vardy with the sliding tackle. 30 yards in our own half or in the opponent's half. He's all the way back. That is
okay. That is a free kick. That is a free kick. I thought he got the ball. He did not get the ball.
Surprised he didn't get a yellow. He got none of the ball.
Yeah, he's lucky. He's lucky.
Oh, if any kid needs white shorts, it's these shirts. I don't know if I like the blue shorts.
We need to make another forward signing, another defensive signing to freshen up the defense. Well, bring Sunchu for Amati.
It's going to be De Silva to play it in. Again, they're too far out to take the shot, but they're definitely going for some sort of long cross for a header down on the right side of the penalty area.
I have up-to-date score. It's still 2-1 to Leicester, the 80th minute. Got 10 minutes to hold on. It's really bad I'm saying hold on, isn't it?
Ward comes
again,
out.
Brentford are being feisty. And
We've only made one sub. This is the problem. We've only made one sub.
Leicester City coming forward now with pace. It's Dana Marte, but he stops. And he turns around. You can't fall back into this kind of play because this is what Brentford's waiting for.
It is.
Ball forward, James Maddison. Set Justin on the wing. Let him go. Plays it in towards the center. Back to Maddison. Back to Tielemans. Ndidi. Maddison. Ndidi. Tielemans. Ndidi. Amarte, but he's playing forwards. Ndidi. Gets past his man. Maddison on the wing. He's forced to turn around. Ndidi. Foul, but we play on. Tielemans. Fofana. And we're going back.
We need another sub, Brendan.
Maddison, we're coming forward now. Ndidi.
Come on, I want to win. I want to win.
Maddison. Deeks his man. Crosses in. I kind of agree with Big Dave. I think Ndidi, it would be good for us to bring Ndidi off.
And bring on
freshen up that midfield. He's been a little shaky.
Bring on a Dennis Pratt.
I'd still give him like a 7 as a match rating, but yeah, I think. Oh, I wanted to see Dennis Pratt play more than 10 minutes as well.
I want to see Mendy, or what Mendy, Pratt, and another player to come on. I want Mendy and Pratt to come on.
Ball held by David Raya. Brentford are going to look to come forward again quickly here.
See, was last beginning, like the first half, I'd like seeing new football, and now it's back to normality.
It is. That's also what happens when you don't bring in any new players.
You get consistency, but it can be consistently frustrating.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm realizing I really haven't seen much of Patson Daka so far.
He was really good in pre-season.
Brentford coming forward again. Up against Amarte, up against Ndidi. Amarte falls back, and Ndidi still trying to pressure. Force Brentford to turn around. I'm getting nervous.
I'm getting really anxious. I need to just do something. Like,
Play has been stopped. Wesley Fofana's hurt. I don't know what happened.
Looks like
he's on the ground holding his stomach.
Like Tony gave him an elbow or something.
Fofana's sick of this defending. That's why.
It gives me the way he's holding his chest. It looks like he just caught like a stray elbow, might have winded him.
Well, I've got back to the 30th minute. What's this got but this stream?
30th minute, huh?
Oh, this game's gonna be the death of me. Oh.
Okay, so what happened here?
84th minute. We've got 7 minutes to hold on.
I'm even now just seeing the replay. I have no idea what happened.
Yeah, what happened?
I didn't see Tony take a swing or anything like that. Substitution for Brentford.
Yeah, they made 4 subs. We made 1. Come on, what's going on? Where are our subs?
2 more subs for Brentford. Wissa and Hickey are off. Dervishoglu is one of the players coming on, and Mads Beck Sorensen.
Yeah, they made all their 5 subs. We made 1. And it's the 80th minute.
It's the 83rd minute.
What is happening, Brendan? We need fresh legs.
Hey, listen, just you wait. 4 players come on, 90th minute, brand new game for injury time. Danny Ward to take a free kick following an offside on Ivan Toney.
Oh, I can't watch anymore.
He's taking his time, too. Taking his time.
I've been looking at the 2-1 score on my app for the last 20 minutes, and it's all I'm seeing is Brentford.
Don't you dare spoil anything for us.
I'm not. Don't worry. You would know if something would have happened by now.
That's the thing, Jack. We are still winning.
Yeah, but just still winning with 1 sub only.
Gotta see more out of Patson Daka right now. Like, he just hasn't been getting any supply yet. There we go. Almost wins the ball in the penalty area. Forces the Brentford player into a frantic clearance. And now we're pressuring. And that's a free kick to Brentford.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. Oh, shit. Please don't.
Castagne.
It's a free kick in the Brentford defensive third. Long ball is played.
Oh, my
Brentford
God.
do win it. They're coming forward. Tackle is made. Fofana has the ball. Fofana still has the ball. Pass it. He passes it. This pass is too long. Brentford coming forward again. With the ball from distance. Shots blocked. Brentford have the ball again. Coming forward. Leicester City are back in numbers. He dekes. He shoots. Scores.
Wow! What a
Silva, the
strike!
substitute.
What a strike!
What's happened? Where the substitution?
He leaves Danny Ward frozen in his spot.
Ah.
I told you this is going to be a really long season.
Ay, ay, ay.
And they've made 5 changes and we've made 1.
Can I say?
It was a wonderful strike.
It was a great strike. Beats 3 defenders and Danny Ward.
Oof, into this side of the net. Oh my goodness, it was just perfect. Marty got to step up.
I called that second goal for us at the start of the second half, a kick in the teeth for Brentford. That's a kick in the teeth for us. We have 3 minutes.
Substitution. They've made 5 and scored. They scored a goal after 3 subs, and we're like, you know what? We'll just dolly along, and he's made none. And they've made 3 more subs and scored after that. I can see us losing this game now.
Stop it!
I said we needed the 3rd goal, and they scored 2. So I'm going to say we're going to lose this now.
Header into the penalty area. Offside.
Yeah, it's frustrating. We haven't really done anything in the second half since the goal.
We really would have had an opportunity to take control of the game, but we settled.
Still no one warming up.
Is it just that he has no faith in his substitutions, in his bench?
No.
Who's going to make a difference, though? Like, we don't want to just break players.
We made 1 substitution. Take off Vardy.
Leicester City coming forward right now. James Maddison. Daka loses control of the ball and gives it away.
So we've gone from 5th in the table down to 10th.
Well, look, we're 1 game into the season. Let's not talk about the table yet. Patson Daka nearly finds Vardy with a through ball. He recollects it off of the deflection, gets fouled. No foul?
Whoa!
Ridiculous. Long ball for Brentford. It's on the wing, crosses it into the penalty area, cleared by Johnny Evans. 1 minute left plus injury time.
Whew. This is just disheartening that we didn't see this game out.
I told you it's going to be a long season. I've said it all pre-season.
Yeah. I think the first person who needs to learn the lesson is Brendan. He's a little stuck in his ways.
I want to defend him, but yeah, like this has been horrific game management. Credit where it's due to Brentford, though. They didn't give up.
They didn't need to give up. We just didn't do anything. They knew that we'll just be shit.
And now they're happy to see the game out. They're just passing it around the back. Now they're coming forward. Offside. They put the ball in the net, but it's offside.
Yeah, the flag's been up.
Yeah, he's well offside.
2 of them are offside.
We're into injury time. I don't know how many minutes of it there will be.
The 4th official still hasn't put up his sign.
Yeah, or if he did it, there we go. 3 minutes.
Halfway through it.
Come on. Leicester City on the ball. James Maddison lays the ball low, finds Vardy on the outside of the penalty area. He gives it back to Maddison. Maddison crosses in. Big Dan Amarte controls it. To Maddison. He's trying to get past that defender, get himself a little bit of space. His shot is blocked. It's a corner kick.
Maddison trying to be the hero, trying to find that Maddison magic. Just a little bit of space.
We already scored off of one corner. Let's do it again. 2 minutes left in this game.
We'll not score from that corner.
Madison to take. Lays it in long. Headed away, but only as far as Tielemans, who shoots from a distance. I don't know if that got deflected.
Slices it. No, he slices it wide right.
Minute and a half left. Now we're just saying, because David Raya is going to take his time on this goal kick. Yeah, Tielemans just shanks that. Come on. Brentford on the ball. Long ball played. Will not find anybody. It's all the way back to Danny Ward. Play it forward right now. Get this going. Rolls it out to Dan Amarte. Get everybody forward. Long ball from Amarte. Finds Castagne. Finds Madison. Finds Tielemans. Amarte. Cross into the penalty area. Oh, James Justin can't quite find the ball. It's still in play.
Raya.
It's out for a throw-in. And yeah, James Justin absolutely obliterates David Raya. Patson Daka tries for an overhead.
It is ended 2-2 to Brentford and Leicester. A game we should have easily won. Brentford was like, you know what? We don't need to make... What's the new 5 substitution rule? We don't need it. We'll just make one substitution. And
we're going to take one final throw into the box here. Long throw in from Daka. Headed away. Shot from Madison is blocked. Out of play. And that's full time.
Final whistle. Well, the season begins. We're underway. Put a point on the board, even though we had 3 in a bag.
I mean, we could be Manchester United losing 2-1 to Brighton, but it's the fact that we bottled we're winning 2-0 in the 60th minute.
There's no way to sugarcoat it that this is a bad result.
Bad result. Not even that very good of a performance. Brentford,
Brentford were rubbish until they've made their first 3 substitutions in the 60th minute, and then after that, were dominating.
KDH doesn't look none too happy about the result.
People now agree with me that 14th, 15th is where we're at.
Again, this is the first game of the season. I don't think it's time to start saying we're going to be 14th, 15th.
Yeah, that's a tough one to take there. Who from the channel is at the stadium?
I'm pretty sure Reedy is. I want to say Tom is, and Phil.
Kid Rogers out of this football club now.
With that said,
out now. If we went about swapping managers.
No, yeah, I'm not at all. I like the continuity. I think they have a project. He's under contract. I don't like getting rid of managers in the middle of the season unless it's just like absolutely necessary, because the players in the locker room aren't responding, or there's a mutiny, kind of like Claude Puel towards the end. Like the players kind of just stopped playing for him, Oh, this one's kind of tough to take, but the season's on.
The thing that gets to me more so, because I normally would defend Brendan in a lot of scenarios, but you get 5 changes and he only made 1.
Yeah, and it didn't look like he was close to making any other changes. Nobody was up warming. I mean, who though at the same time? Who? Yeah, Pratt maybe.
Why not take on Dewsbury-Hall for Pratt? That would have been a fresh pair of legs in that position.
Yeah, but I mean, I think we was really trying to go for that 3rd goal, so he brought in another forward. But maybe should Vardy have came off and Daka came on for him instead of KDH? You know,
I would have been fine with that.
Whew. Next time.
I mean, even if for nothing else, just substitutions can be game management. You can burn some clock that way.
Yeah, we just didn't put it together again. KDH
right,
match.
We're not getting relegated this season.
We're not getting relegated. There's clubs like Forest and Fulham.
The problem is that this game wasn't down due to the players. This was down to game management. Why do we not make substitution? We made one substitution, and the new rule is 5. Why? They made 2 substitutions. We made 1. They made 3 substitutions. We made 0, and they conceded 2 goals.
Everybody wants to get rid of Brendan already. Who are we bringing in?
Not to mention the compensation package. That's a £30 million signing.
We didn't even sign the player. You think we're going to sign a manager? It's not happening.
Yeah, I'm tell you what. This was a 2-2 draw, but against Arsenal and Emirates, we're going to get ripped to shreds if we played like that in the second half. Not the first half, the second half.
Mancini, Pochettino, yeah, we don't have the money. Yeah, so the coverage today was just like strictly streaming. I don't have like any after highlights or anything like that. So
yeah, same. As soon as the games end, it just goes to like a picture of the stadium.
Drop the link. Let's get the fans' views.
Yeah, I popped the link in the chat. I'll pop it in one more time. I was gonna say there's not much more for us to say. So if y'all have something to say, please jump in and share it.
Thank you, Fee.
Again, though, Ricky, like we've had this discussion that it's not Brendan's choice to not sign players. That's down to our club's finances for this season and the number of players we already have under contract. You can't send a player on Jose Perez's wages down to the under 23s.
I mean, you can't put this down to the signings. You put this down to making the player management.
Definitely.
It was absolutely poor game management.
The first half, it was great game management. Second half, I don't know what on earth we were thinking. Making no substitutions. White taking off Dewsbury-Hall when he's just scored a goal.
Yeah, I agree that I don't think bringing on Daka was a bad idea.
No, bringing on Daka wasn't a bad idea. It should have been a like for like. Why change the formation and the tactics when we're winning? They scored, right, okay, let's refresh the team. Let's bring on Daka for Vardy, Pratt for Madison, Pratt for Dewsbury-Hall. Let's bring on Sunchu for Amati. Stuff like that. But you bring on Dewsbury-Hall for Daka and that's it.
I'd imagine it, isn't it?
Hey, Jono.
Hi, guys.
Well,
still in the hammock. I'm chilling after that, to be honest. Disappointing 2-0 up and it feels like a loss, actually. So losing it. But, some positives to take from it. The only thing is similar vibes to last season in many ways. Reminded me of the Palace game away where we went 2-0 up, seemed to be in control and just let it slip away, which we've seen too many times before. So something obviously adrift there. I'd agree with you all with regard to the substitutions. It sounds like if you got 5 subs, utilise them. They clearly came back into the game when they went into. It seemed like they went back 3 and then matched us for the formation. So that's when they started coming back into it. But yeah, I would expect Brendan to do more than that, to be honest. Especially as he's, the 4th highest paid manager in the Premier League. He's got a bench full of subs. I would expect him to have done more, but I wanted to see Dennis Pratt. Daka coming on was a good shout, I think, but disappointing. But we move on, I guess. We haven't lost. We're not Man United, so let's see the positives. We scored 2 goals, and hopefully, we can have a solid season.
Yeah, everyone made it out unscathed, no injuries too. Let's not forget about that.
Yeah, it's another good point. Yeah. So I'm disappointed. 2-0 up. I was thinking, we can only move forward here and have a convincing win, but who knows what's happened here? It feels disappointing, doesn't it? But there's another game coming up, and let's see how we get on. It's Arsenal next, right?
Yeah, Arsenal next. I'm gonna say it now. We're gonna get ripped apart.
Jono, positivity, baby. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, I'd agree. I mean, there's some positives to come out of that. I think there was some good performances, certainly in the first half. It seems. I don't know whether it was we went 2-0 up and then started going onto cruise mode. Thinking this is all easy. We've seen it before, where we get a little bit complacent when we're supposedly finding it easy. Maybe going 2-0 up, they took the foot off the gas a little bit, and then the momentum's all with the other team once they score. So maybe that's what's happened here. But definitely things for him to work on, definitely things for them to look at in this game, and hopefully they can, and we can start moving forward. But I'm still positive for the season. I think we've still got a lot to be, positive about. Not necessarily from losing 2 goals today, but generally speaking, I think if we can keep hold of Fofana and Maddison, let's see how it pans out. But if we can get rid of Vestergaard and maybe get in a winger of some sort, and I think, the season looking positive for me.
Did we miss Ademola Lookman today?
Yeah, I think so.
I think we missed him.
I really think so. Obviously he would have been starting, I think, if Barnes being out, I think he would have started and it would have made probably a difference. But real shame, isn't it?
Yeah, that would have been a good summer signing for us.
Yeah, it just made a lot of common sense to me that he would have signed, but it isn't to be. Callum Hudson-Odoi is apparently available on a loan move, so I don't see why we couldn't go in for that. Although obviously Chelsea are going to make that difficult if they want Fofana. They're going to, they're probably going to want to make that part of the deal for Fofana, aren't they? If we're keen on him, but I really hope that we can get rid of a couple more fringe players over the next week or two, and then sign that right winger that we've always been looking for.
Yeah.
Just for the record, on that note of removing fringe players and the like, I did just do a quick search, and it looks as though the bid that was made for Yannick Vestergaard by Fulham was tentatively accepted by Leicester City, but has been rejected by the player. So Vestergaard has rejected personal terms.
He doesn't want to go to Fulham. Come on, man. London's a great place to play. Come on, get out of here. Get out of here, Yannick.
I'll shoot off. I've got to do some. Bring on my hat and I'll jump off.
Yeah, and I'm going to take off too. It's good to see you guys. Up the boys, up the Leicester. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Yeah, see you soon.
See you, Michael. All right, Mahad, sorry to keep you waiting there, but yeah, as I think you saw in the midpoint there, I lost my internet connection, so hopefully we'll be able to stay on. But yeah, a tough draw to take.
Yeah, I think it's just more of the same from last season, to be honest. I mean, even during the first half, I thought we were slow at points, but I think it's small things. Like you see when the centre backs get the ball, there's no one coming to collect the ball, so they're almost looking left and right to try and find someone to pass to. And then it's like that becomes a stumbling block in our attack. And then even when we did score, I think both of them came from through balls, because the corner came from a through ball. The other one came from a mistake for a through ball. So you can see if we're more direct, we can score goals. Like in the first half, if we were just a bit more direct, because I think it was better than last season, but still, we probably could have scored maybe 3-4 goals in the first half if we perhaps were more direct. It's true we did miss Barnes, but I think with the formation, it's more we lack off the ball movement. Like for the guy who's got the ball, there's no one moving around for him. Like I saw Castagne a lot of the times on the wing. No one's around him. No one's trying to move for him. There's no. You need to be a bit like a wasp, just always on the move. And we're almost trying to play this chess. It's almost like a chess piece football, where it's like Brendan looks at his tactical sheets and he thinks football can be played like chess, which isn't really true. But even in our defense, the way they were attacking is the way I want us to attack. It was pretty much 3-4 passes, and then they were all of a sudden off. You saw them through on ball or through to goal, and it was like if we attack like that, we've got the quality of player that they don't have. So if we were a bit more straightforward in the way that we try to play, I think we could have had a lot more goals in that one. And even defensively, what's he doing at the training ground? £100 million we spent on a training ground, and we still can't defend. The thing is, last season, people protected this manager for the whole season. Oh, we've got injuries. We've got this, that, and the other. How long is it going to be until he is the one that's got his head on the chopping block? Because defending isn't about just having Fofana back. It's not about having our back four back. It's about a collective, and you coach the collective. You've actually got to work as a unit. Because I've seen defenses where, you look at, for example, you look at Burnley's defense versus Arsenal's defense last season. I read somewhere there was only a 5 or 6 goal difference, even though Burnley got relegated. And that's because Burnley were working as a team, as a back four, even though they couldn't put goals away. So sometimes just looking at it objectively shows you that actually we can't defend. And it's not because of the individuals. It's because nothing's happening on the coaching field. The manager refuses to even change his coaching staff. I remember hearing that, I think it was Fergie, he used to change up his coaching staff every few years to make sure that the players are hearing new voices, and brand new ideas to sort of help him to continue the success. But we're not continuing any of that. Like, it's the same stale coaches, stale manager, stale tactics. And if we're not careful, I think the club's not going to allow it to get to the point where we're in a relegation scrap. But I think more likely than not, 10 games in, he could get sacked. And now you've got people like Poch waiting in the wings. Because I think, even though I'm not completely sold that Pochettino wants to come, there are managers out there that if the job becomes available, like with Rodgers, that they're going to come out the woodwork and they're going to want to leave their jobs to come here. So yeah,
I know that there's parts that I agree with and parts that I disagree with from what you're saying. Like I definitely agree with the more direct attacking that we definitely saw in the first half felt fresh, and it felt like it was really working for this club, and we really could have scored more goals. And yeah, it really felt like a big step back in that second half. And I do agree that like a lot of that falls on the manager. That was poor game management, poor tactical decisions. I'm reluctant to start saying that I fear a relegation scrap or anything like that. I feel like we need a few more games to start getting like a feeling of the field. And what I'm really, really hoping for is that like if we as fans can see the key differences between those two halves, that something will start to be learned early in the season that we can apply further down the line. Again, like there's not going to be able to be that changes to the squad for all the reasons that we've listed before, but something does have to give tactically. And we saw it start to happen in that first half, and it worked so well for us. And I feel all we have to do is learn from that. And yeah, we might not beat Arsenal, but we could really bring a game to them. And if we can play well and surprise, we can take points.
I think my only fear is with Arsenal is that for the last year, I'm not really a big fan of Mikel Arteta. I think he's, for the amount they've spent, they've not achieved. But one thing I know is that the first 20, maybe the first half an hour, they're very much a first half an hour team where they're all guns blazing in the first half an hour. And even against Crystal Palace, they scored their first goal in the first half an hour, and then they dropped off, and then they were lucky to get the second one. So our first 20 minutes wasn't that great, or the first 10 minutes definitely wasn't great. So if we play like that against Arsenal, I could easily see us letting the game get past us in the first 20 minutes. Because a lot of times last season, we were letting the other team get the first goal, and then we were playing catch up again. And it's like, it's always an issue if you're not the one setting the agenda, if you're not the one on the front foot, because it's easier I feel like for us, it is easier for us to attack than it is to defend. So I always back us to be able to get back into the game, but we can't stay in the game or not stay in the game, but actually hold the lead, because we tend to drop the lead a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. And again, like that comes down to that game management. And again, like hopefully we'll see some improvements. I've been seeing people saying that there's excuses coming out of the post-match press conference. Again, like on my broadcaster, I can't see that, so I'll have to see what comes out of that. But yeah, I still have a little bit of faith in Brendan. I'm hoping that he learns from this match. And again, at the end of the day, like this match has felt like a punch in the gut, but we still took points from it.
I think with his interviews, you have to remember he used to sit at the back of the press conferences when Jose Mourinho was at Chelsea. So in terms of that, he does do a lot of PR, and the whole rebuild I was never sold on it personally, but I think it's just tactics would solve a lot, because on paper, starting 11, I think we're maybe 7th. If we're not in the top 6, we're 7th. I think starting 11, we're probably better than West Ham, or at least 8th. Like if we're really pushing it, we are at worst 8th. So for us, the standard should be that we finish 8th at least.
I agree with that.
And then anything short of it is we're just sort of underselling our squad, because a lot of people are saying we need a rebuild, but a rebuild means you're getting rid of the 5 starting 11 players. It's almost like you're trying to cut down the tree. So, and even just look at now, Fofana is wanted. I think Barnes apparently was wanted. Quite a lot of our squad is wanted. So we've actually got a really good squad that a lot of the big clubs could want. So we just have to hold the club to higher standards, or just to hold the club, or to just hold the manager to higher standards, because the squad itself, or the starting 11 at least, is actually really good.
I like the way you put that. That I definitely think there's a level of expectation that I think we can have, especially with this squad. And as Ben said here, like there's a complacency in our tactic that I really think that a lot of us can be rightfully frustrated with. Now, again, I'm always going to try to put like that optimistic spin on it, and I will say, like, it's early days, it's early season, first game, we have time to learn. Arsenal, I think, will be very telling, because if we do want to be in that 8th position and we are dropping points against your Brentfords, we're going to have to win points against Big 6 teams. We're going to have to win points against games that some of us will be looking at and saying we're going to get throttled. I think Arsenal will be very telling, but as of right now, I still have faith that we can get into those sort of 7th or 8th spot.
I think if you look at it, I was doing the maths the other day, and actually, if you look at like the top 6 teams, we play something like 26 games that are not against the top 6. And if you win all of them, you get something like 78 points. So we look at these big games, but actually, if we just win most of the games against those who are not in the top 6, we can go very, very far. And what you have to do is focus on the foundation. And the foundation is not the big teams, but the small teams. So if you're not able to beat, like last season, I remember the ones that really annoyed me were the Everton game towards the end, where they were pretty much scrapping for relegation. The Newcastle game, the way we let them score a goal at the last minute, that was, oh my God. But it's those sort of games that pretty much you can close the gap to getting to 6th or getting to 7th if you beat the smaller teams. I get the big games, because even the big games, the reason why I don't take them seriously is because the big games, the players are going to be up for it, so it's not fair on the fans when you see us perform well against Manchester United, but then we flop against Newcastle or Everton. Because I think our 2 best games in the league, or our best game, was definitely the 4-2 against Man United. But then we go and struggle against Brentford last season straight after, and then I think lose to Arsenal. So these big games, they're very easy to get up for, but yeah, it's it's kind of not fair on the fans when they come up against those big teams and just switch it on.
Fair.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much for joining for the post-match. I got to start wrapping stuff up, so I'm going to let you go. But always appreciate your analysis, and hopefully we'll see you on future watch-alongs.
Hopefully. Thanks.
See you later. All right. And then thank you to all of you for tuning in. Again, not quite the result we wanted, but we still take points from the opening day of the season. We'll be right with you with watch-alongs all through the rest of the season. So if you aren't, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, as well as that you're following us on all of our social media platforms. Thanks so much again for joining us, and we will look forward to seeing you at the next match.
Thanks for watching Leicester Fan TV. Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everards, Pucka Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hologram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newbie & Co Estate Agents. Make sure to follow us on all of our social channels at Leicester Fan TV. Visit our website, leicesterfantv.com.